No, not El Cap. Welcome to the Fins Tailgate, everybody. It's your host, Color Commentary. I am in for El Capitan tonight, who's feeling a little under the weather after working in the blazing heat yesterday all day long. Putting in overtime, trying to get the studio constructed, finished up. And he's a bit under the weather tonight, so yours truly is filling in. It's 10:18 on the East Coast. South Florida time. It's the only time. We got plenty of stuff to get into tonight. Depth chart came out today. We got football coming Saturday, quasi live. Live for some people. Bench for others. We'll talk about who may or may not be starting. I got a chance to ask Adam Beasley today what he thought about that. We'll also get into the rumors, not just rumors, but reported reality that the Dolphins are shopping a couple wide receivers, Preston Williams and Lynn Bowden. They've already spoken to a couple teams. We'll get into that. Brought in a couple offensive linemen to look at. We'll get into all that news, all that talk, maybe some more media. Bleachers got something to say as to who they think is going to get beat on the chopping block, who they think their Dolphin is, among others. But first, I would love to encourage you to like and share. Subscribe if you haven't already. We appreciate everybody that has. We appreciate all our members. Shout out to all the members. You got several ways to help the channel out. Cash App, Venmo, Super Chats, and memberships, of course. And thank you to those that have already signed up for members, as members. We love you all. We also love everybody that likes and shares. Liking and sharing gets it going for us, gets more people in the chat for you to talk to. You know how it works. Also, Tuesday nights, TMI Tuesdays with Tonk 7 and myself co-hosting. We should be back on track this week. We should bringing you a cause for cleats. I got a good one for you coming up. I was inspired last night by somebody on our team. You got me on Thursday nights, sometimes during the day. Just depends on how the old crickety body's doing. Things are going to change a little bit. There'll be some programming differences as the season rolls out. Obviously, we got games on Thursday nights, Sunday nights, stuff like that. Game evaluation, game projections. You know how it all rolls throughout the week. But you also got Ali leading us up into Sundays with on Saturday nights with late night exhale. Try to wind down for the week, breathe it all out, get out whatever you haven't been able to get out. And then, of course, El Capitan every night of the week. Or a stand-in like myself. Trying to make sure you guys have something to talk about every night. Somewhere to come to talk about things as the night dwindles down. We try to keep the tailgate open as long as we can, as it never stops. But that being said, make sure you're checking out the link in the description below. That will lead you to Fanatics. It'll also let them know we sent you. If you need anything officially licensed gear, NHL, NFL, NBA, all of the major sports. And also you can check out our gear, Finn's Tailgate gear, all your summer and winter needs, and of course the flag. Got to get me one of those. Make sure you're also checking out Backroom Collectibles, Backroom Collections, hashtag TFTG at checkout for a discount. So how's everybody tonight? I'm going to check out the chat, see who we got today. Let's see here. I got to come over to my other screen. Bear with me, guys, because sent out the link to Ali, too, to see if I could get a co-host in here. But right now, it's just me. I'm running the back, too, so I might get a little absent-minded here and there. But I want to shout out everybody in the chat. RL, how you doing, RL Lyles? Good to see you. Dolphin Don. We can scroll back at the top. John Featherland first in tonight. Bill Reynolds. Another Bill and Boynton. Duke. How you doing, Duke? Mike Catania. How's it going, buddy? Ali. I sent you the link, Ali. I know you probably saw it. Just hop in whenever you feel like it or can. If you can't, that's cool, man. California. Adam E. FinSup 74. Chad, of course, Chad, shouting us out other places, too. We always appreciate that. Irving. How you doing, Irving? Looks like we got Gio in the house, Miami Sports Fanatics Show. Make sure you get over there and give him a subscribe. Changing stuff up there, too. Matthew Smith, how you doing? Orange Rat. Billy. Birch, how you doing? And let's see, Ryan Carney, how you doing? I think I got through just about everybody except for I stay in stilettos. All right. How you doing? Stay in stilettos? Well, whatever walks your feet, right? So we had an interesting week. We had camp. Whole bunch of people got to attend. Had a lot of fun. I got to go a couple days. Very insightful. Brought me back to the old days. My old football practices. How you doing, Squeeze? Vaughn Joe. What you doing? How you doing, buddy? Appreciate you. You know, the smell of the grass, all of that. I think it was kind of, interesting to see, how things are progressing. I'm really impressed with the defense. Some people don't think it progressed enough to really make it knock a dent, or to move up so many places in the rankings. But I disagree. I think it's one of those things that can switch on a light switch, and you can go from good to great really, really quick. All it does is take a couple of games. But I'm really proud of Jalen Phillips. I think his growth is coming along swimmingly. Pun intended. And I look forward to seeing if he can, take care of business and get well more than his 8.5 sacks from his rookie season. Yeah, I think Tyndall was out there a couple times. King Mill, how you doing, King? From what I understand, he held his own. I didn't get a direct look at him, other than couple plays. I know Cameron Good also had himself a sack, which is good to see for the rookie trying to score a spot on the team, maybe even the practice squad. But first thing I want to talk about is the training camp report from Alan Poupart on SI. He gives a nice little summary of how things progressed. And he goes on to write, the Dolphins have gone through 10 training camp practices this summer as they head for their preseason opener against the Bucs on Saturday. The offense has been the focal point of practice, which was to be expected for a variety of reasons. The arrival of Tyreek, the new scheme brought by a new head coach, McDaniel, the offensive line, and obviously anything and everything related to quarterback Tua. With 10 practices in, it's a good time to take stock of what the Dolphins offense has accomplished in practice and where the team stands more than midway through training camp. So he does a little dive here in a couple of the major topics. Offensive standouts early in camp. Shouldn't spend a lot of time on Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Clearly, they've been the guys to stand out. What's really stood out is how wide open they've gotten, though that brings up potential concerns about the defense's ability to cover explosive receivers. The other player who was really jumped out offensively when it comes to passing the eye is running back Chase Edmonds, who has demonstrated great quickness and cutting ability on his running plays, along with nice pass catching ability out of the backfield, though we already knew that about the second part. Among the non-Waddle Hill receivers, maybe the most impressive is Eric Ezukanma, who's been a factor in most practices. Yeah, and I'd have to agree, especially with the Chase Edmonds assessment. Actually, he's turned my eye. Everybody knows I've been a staunch advocate of Myles Gaskin and giving him a fair shot, but I can really understand why, the eye test has told a lot of people that he may be the odd man out. I can understand it. Mainly, Chase Edmonds hits, his cuts and his hole. What you would call hitting the hole out in the back, out flat, is not quite the same, but it's just mainly that, deciding where to run and being 4 yards up the field before anybody even knew he decided to run that way. That's a gift that is very valuable as a runner in the NFL. So he goes on to write about Tua and the QBs. No, Tua was not included among the offensive standouts so far in training camp. And those who strictly go by social media clips showing his long completion certainly will be befuddled by this. Tua has been solid overall with some really good practices and a couple of not so successful outings. But this notion that he's been lighting it up, that's been suggested by some, including some in the media, is just flat out not accurate. Having said that, yes, Tua absolutely has had his share of nice dimes downfield, which anybody should have known he always had the ability to do. And if it bears saying again, if Tua has time, he will connect with Hill and Waddle downfield. That's never been a concern. This being practice against his own team, Tua's performance in practice has been good enough to keep up the hope he can have a breakout third season, but to suggest it's a done deal is premature. For those looking at numbers, here's what our stat keeping told us. Not counting passes thrown after a play would have ended in a regular season game either through sack, scramble, or throwaway. We have Tua for 79 completions on 126 attempts in team drills through 10 practices for a completion percentage of 62.6. For comparison purposes and pointing out we don't have numbers for the first practice for Teddy Bridgewater or Skylar Thompson, we have Bridgewater at 62.3% and Thompson at 59.3%. While it's Tua who had most of the downfield completions, it says here that Thompson just might have the two best throws of camp, a shot downfield across his body to Braylon Sanders and a drop over defenders to Preston Williams on a deep out after he was flushed out of the pocket. The Dolphins' offensive line. This group always is difficult to evaluate in training camp practices, particularly intra-squad work, because neither offensive linemen nor defensive linemen after going full speed, and the contact is nowhere near what it is during a game. That said, there appear to be clear signs that the unit will be improved from 2022, particularly when considering how limited Teron Armstead's practice time has been. So it seems they've been improving without the great veteran out there. The one glaring issue here has been the shotgun snaps with Connor Williams, though it was encouraging that he had a blemish-free practice in that respect Sunday. Well, good for them. It seems like them after practice extra reps have been doing some good. There are reasons to be concerned about the depth along the offensive line, though the return of guard / center Michael Dieter, whenever it happens, certainly will help in that area. Goes on to write that another player who will be scrutinized in 22 is Mike Gesicki after the Dolphins used the franchise tag on him and didn't sign him to a long-term contract extension. All that with the backdrop of the McDaniel scheme calling for tight ends with blocking ability. McDaniel made an interesting point before practice Sunday that the team's tight ends all had to unlearn what they had been taught to this point because their philosophy is different when it comes to playing the position. So perhaps coincidentally, as they learn the new scheme, the tight ends have been pretty quiet in the passing game during training camp. Without diving into stats, it seems second-year player Hunter Long has been the most targeted tight end so far in camp, while Gesicki was almost an afterthought until the last two practices. End of article. So it's kind of interesting, Alan Poupart's take. He writes for All Dolphins Fan Nation on for SI. Seems like he's got about a very similar take as the most sensible people about Tua, Chase, pretty much everybody. I thought the offensive line, I felt similar that it definitely was improved. I'd say every day they kind of got off to a slow start and then picked it up as practice went along. That I will say. How you doing, Mr. Paul? Good evening. So look forward to see how that plays out. In the meantime, the Dolphins did Poupart also reported yesterday that the Dolphins did audition some offensive linemen. The group included Cole Toner, Kohi Cabral, and Jake Lucina. Toner is the only one of the three with NFL regular season experience, with 14 games and 4 starts over the past 4 seasons after being a 5th-round pick of the Cardinals in 2016. His most extensive action came in 2020 with the Chargers when he played 10 games with 3 starts. Toner bounced on and off the Houston Texans practice squad in 21 and started the one game he played against the Chargers in Week 16. Cabral and Lucina were both signed as rookie free agents after going undrafted in 2020, with Lucina getting some experience in the USFL this year. On the other hand, Cabral bounced around in 2021 from the Texans to the Vikings to the Saints. He re-signed with the Saints in January, but was released in May. Lucina was a consensus All-American selection at Augustana University, a Division II school in South Dakota. The Dolphins currently have 15 offensive linemen on their roster, including Michael Dieter, who hasn't practiced since the second day of camp because of a foot injury. And he goes on to list the rest of our offensive linemen. So it looks like the Dolphins are still muddling around, either holding pat for cuts or deciding what they want to do with offensive linemen. I mean, if you're bringing in guys that, I don't know, maybe there's something to be said for the guy that worked with the Chargers, given our offensive line staff, or our offensive staff now, mainly I believe it was Frank Smith that came from the Chargers. So, that may be a positive. Maybe there's some gleam in the eye there that we don't know about. But, I mean, let's face it, they're bringing in guys off the street, basically. I don't know if that necessarily bodes well for what they think their prospects are when cuts are made. Or if they're just gearing up for something, that they can't spend the money on people who've been cut. I'm not really sure. That's kind of an odd situation there. So we'll have to see how that plays out going forward. We're going to get a lot. Look, Saturday's going to be one way or another. Even if we don't, I guess we'll get into this discussion real quick in between these articles, since it kind of plays in. I got a chance to ask. So Adam Beasley, he likes to drop these Discord sessions every now and then. These Q&A sessions. I found out today, it was kind of interesting, and I had a chance to join it and ask him a question, and he answered it. And my question was, what were the chances of us seeing any reps for Tua during the first preseason game? And he said that he hasn't been able to garner any information or any, he spoke for the room, basically, of the press. The way he answered was that we really can't garner any information we haven't been able to get the mood on that from McDaniel. So he wasn't able to offer me a real clear answer. On that token. But in my opinion, I mean, McDaniel comes from an organization, as far as I understand, the 49ers have been kind of have been at the forefront of being one of those teams that doesn't want to play their starters and big investments and whatnot during the preseason. So I personally look for Mike McDaniel to continue that that kind of policy. And I really don't expect us to see much, if anything at all, from Tua this weekend. Another thing, too, is it could be said that there's a certain amount of optics involved when, most teams in the league, it seems, who are comfortable and tell everybody they support their quarterback 100%, don't see any need to evaluate them in the first preseason game. So we'll see how that plays into Mike McDaniel's decision. Not that we'd ever know, but it is something to think about. So look for a high dose of some. Probably see Teddy in a couple series, and then you'll probably get a high dose of Skylar Thompson. But the one thing you're gonna see is crack-a-lacking in the trenches. You know, you're gonna see full speed. So that's one thing that we're gonna get a great chance to see how our offensive line is holding up, how things are different. Maybe not run. We're not going to see a lot of what we're going to be scheming on, because obviously there's a balance there. It's going to be mostly vanilla, but what we will get to see is your average plays, because even with the scheming and all that, you're still going to have regular standard average pro style football plays. That always gets mixed in. So that's the quote unquote vanilla aspect of it. And I do think that it's still, you know, when you're talking about technique, when you're talking about getting pancaked, or you're talking about getting run around, or you're talking about getting whatever, or you're looking at the defensive line and you're saying you're trying to look at their swim techniques and their, you know, whatever. And if you're Austin Jackson, your judo throws, apparently. Just kidding. Anyway, so, you know, you're going to get to see a lot of how much our guys have improved on the fundamental level, at least. And that's going to be great to see. Because whether it's Tua back there or not, whoever it is, you're still going to see the same amount of time in the pocket, you would imagine, given the same offensive line. Now, I don't expect to see guys like Terran Armstead. And that's another thing we can see as a litmus. As the article Alan so astutely pointed out, our offensive line has looked like they're improving without Terran Armstead. You know, so there is a soft progression going on there that I think a lot of people took for granted, as they like to blame everything on them from last year. You know, I think there should be a lot of collective blame in that regard when it comes to the duality and that type of relationship between the offensive line and their quarterback. So look for both of them to improve, you know, if that's the case. But we should still be able to see, kind of like, you know, you could put a broomstick back there and judge the offensive line, and, you know, whoever had the amount of time is going to have the amount of time. So great to see. We're going to see real full speed matchups in the secondary. We're going to see some of these young wide receivers really get to go at it. We're going to see blocking abilities of our running backs. That's a big thing I look forward to. We're going to see, you know, how our middle linebacking crew is faring as far as run stopping and pass coverage. So I think the pass coverage, I believe we're going to see an improvement there. I doubt you're going to see Tom Brady. So does it matter who we game plan against? Well, yeah, because if their backup quarterback, who, I can't even remember, don't even know who it is at this point. I'm sure he's a different type of quarterback, more like we'd normally see than a guy that just stands in the pocket and fires it around the field. So, that should be a good experience for our defense. We're also going to be practicing against these guys all week, so I'm sure we're going to get some reps against Brady, which is cool. unless they just don't have him practicing at all, which I doubt that. So that's nice. So I'm kind of excited for this week. I mean, real good football coming. Something to really see. You saw how training camp ramped everything up. We can't get enough of it. Y'all are thirsty, man. I'm telling you. Thirsty and hungry. I don't think there's a hungrier fan base in all of football right now. I mean, half of y'all are going to travel up to Tampa to see this, man. I don't blame you. So we're going to get into where we can find that too. I saw a report saying it was the NFL Network wasn't going to carry it live, but that doesn't necessarily mean we won't be able to see it live. I got the presser with depth chart on it that also shows television coverage. So before we get into that, Bleacher, Alex Ballantyne over at Bleacher put out an article about 2022 NFL roster bubble, biggest names who could be cut. I thought it was kind of interesting who they thought was on the chopping block. The first one on the list, Miami Dolphins running back Myles Gaskin. The dawn of preseason might be fun for football fans, but it also means the grim reality of NFL roster cuts. Right now, each team is allowed to carry 90 players on its roster. This is time for young players to fight for a dream, blah, blah, blah. The harsh reality is that over the next few weeks, each team will have to cut its roster to 53 players. That means some tough decisions lie ahead for personnel decision makers. Oftentimes, the final few spots come down to who can contribute on special teams and who will cost less against the salary cap. It also means some well-known names will soon find themselves on the job market. So Myles Gaskin was the Dolphins' leading rusher last season. Now he could be fighting for a roster spot. Gaskin led the Dolphins' anemic rushing attack with only 612 yards last season, and he earned most of those the hard way. The Dolphins' offensive line came in last, according to Pro Football Focus, and Gaskin averaged a meager 2.1 yards before contact. Let's not forget he also received for close to 300, over 300 yards, so or 400, so or 300, so he got close to 1,000 all-purpose. Come on, guys. Anyway, Dolphins revamped their running back group this offseason, bringing in Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert, Sony Michel, and after hiring former 49ers run game offensive coordinator Mike McDaniel as their new head coach, they now figure to lean more heavily on the run. That means Gaskin has to improve a new coaching staff what are these writing these days? That means Gaskin has to prove himself to a new coaching staff while facing increased competition. Edmonds averaged 5.1 yards per carry as a featured back for the Arizona Cardinals last season. Mostert has experience with McDaniel from his days with the Niners, and Michel rushed for 845 yards with the Rams last season. The Dolphins would save $2.5 million if they were to release Gaskin before the season. Only $21,000 of his cap hit this season is guaranteed per spot track. So I think the money alone weighs heavily on that decision right there, which most people have said. The other notable on the seven that Alex talks about is Jimmy Garoppolo. He says that the 49ers would ideally prefer a trade partner, but as they get closer to the 30th cut deadline, they might wind up outright releasing him instead. They've publicly backed Trey Lance. You can read the rest of the article. If they release him, they'd be left with only $1.4 million in dead cap, but they'd owe him the $25.5 million. So there you go. Looks like Jimmy G is on his way out of San Francisco for sure. So, Preston Williams. I don't know what happened to my article. That's interesting. Oh, there we go. I don't know why I closed it. Give me a second. I got to get rid of these ads. So, according to everybody, but the article I'm reading from is also from Alan Poupard over at SI. The Dolphins reportedly have contacted teams around the league in an effort to move Preston Williams and or Lynn Bowden Jr. The Dolphins loaded up at wide receiver in the offseason in the process putting a couple of young players at the position in limbo. So it shouldn't be a surprise at this time the team's been shopping Preston and Lynn Bowden Jr. around the league, according to SI NFL writer Albert Breer. As part of his weekly Monday morning quarterback column, Breer discussed the NFL's sanctions against the Dolphins before adding this additional note on the team. Things should heat up once injuries start to occur and preseason games start to be played, quote. But Miami's already at work here with a surplus at a prominent position. They've talked to other teams about potentially moving veteran receivers Preston Williams and Lynn Bowden Jr. And Williams showed a ton of promise as a rookie with 32 catches for 428 yards and 3 touchdowns, but has leveled off since. Bowden came out of Kentucky as a sort of Swiss Army knife offensive weapon, having worked as a receiver, quarterback, and return man in college. He was taken in the 3rd round by the Raiders and traded to Miami before week 1 of his rookie year. And he has struggled to find a niche and battled injuries since. So maybe someone out there will see something in one of these two and take a swing. Either way, it's probably smart of the Dolphins to get out in front of the glut of names likely to hit the trade market later in the month. Why they would trade him. If the Dolphins can get anything in exchange for either Bowden or Williams, it almost would have to be considered a win for the team because neither seems to have a great chance to make the 53-man roster after the Dolphins acquired Tyreek Hill via trade and signed Cedric Wilson Jr. and Trent Sherfield. Hill and Wilson obviously will make the team, as well as will Jalen Waddle and rookie 4th-round pick Eric Ezukanma. And Sherfield also likely will make the team based on his special teams experience, his prior connection with Mike McDaniel, not to mention the fact he's looked good in camp. That's 5 wide receivers right there, and there are many years when that's how many the Dolphins will keep among their 53. And even if the Dolphins decide to keep 6, at this point, Bowden and Williams, based on practice observations and other factors, likely trail players like River Craycraft, Mohamed Sanu, and maybe even return specialist Devontae Dedmon and rookie free agent Braylon Sanders. As Breer noted, maybe a team will be intrigued by different ways to use Bowden, who showed good open field running ability as a rookie in 2020, but was kept out of action last season after being put on IR in the preseason. As for Williams, he's a big body who did show intriguing potential in the first half of 19 after he arrived as a rookie free agent, but he's never attained that same level of play after going down with a torn ACL in a November game against the New York Jets that season. He goes on to write that a team interested in him might throw us a late-round pick, perhaps a conditional one, to get him on their roster now, as opposed to waiting until the end of preseason for Miami to release him. And I say good riddance. I mean, hey, if you're not going to get on the field, one, or you're not going to catch the ball when you are on the field for the one play that you're on the field in 4 weeks, then, I mean, look at our room right now. We don't have, I mean, yeah, get what you can now. because there's going to be a whole lot of people that are going to be available. That means that people don't have to settle for people who don't put football as their first priority. Until they're on the chopping block, that is. So that leads into the depth chart. Because I think find it kind of interesting that Preston is listed on the depth chart as number 2 behind Jalen Waddle on that side of the field. So let me pull his depth chart up here. Let's see. Present. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Give me a second, guys. I want to make sure you all can see it. There we go. I forgot to zoom in before I put it in full screen. There we go. Depth chart. Now let's see how that works for you. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. There we go. Can everybody see it? Blown up enough? Let me know if you can't. So looks like we got on the offense, as they usually do on the depth chart, they're splitting up the wide receivers on as far as role goes. Is it small, Joe? Alrighty, give me a second. We'll try this. That better? I can go more if I have to. So they split up. They split up the wide receivers, obviously, for role side of the ball. Because obviously you're not going to have, you have different receivers on different sides of the ball. So they've got, like I've always said, when you're talking about a depth chart, you don't go wide receiver 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You go wide receiver 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, because they're really backing up a role. You're not going to have a really tall backup wide receiver back up a short slot receiver. You know what I mean? So, but you still have your overall pecking order, as far as raw wide receiver, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But your number 1 personally it's subjective, because your number 1 if you like tall receivers more than short, fast receivers, then your pecking order is going to be different. So either case, right now we have Waddle and Hill both in their respective positions as wide receiver 1. And then you have Preston Williams backing up Waddle and Cedric Wilson backing up Hill on that side of the ball. And of course, you have Bowden coming in the third slot behind Hill, which I find interesting if they're both Bowden and Williams are on the trading block. Now, it's obvious that if that's the case, that they're just trying to show people, how much they believe in these guys. obviously, so it doesn't drive their value down. But also, this is a depth chart for the game Saturday. So it's likely that if they're not traded before Saturday, they'll probably get a healthy dose of snaps as showpieces. So it's going to be up to those two guys to earn themselves a spot on another team Saturday, which I think is an interesting thing to look out for, Saturday. And that could be why we see them where they're at on the depth chart. Obviously, the depth chart doesn't really mean everything for the game because 2 is listed as number 1, and we know he's probably not going to play. But that's not really the point I'm trying to make. The point is, why would you have 2 guys you're trading up there at all? Well, they're probably going to get some looks. Now, obviously, you have an expected order of quarterback: Tua, Teddy, Skyler. Now, they have 2 slots for running back, and it could be the way McDaniel schemes. Maybe that's the way he lists it. Maybe it's because the room is so full, they have 2 sets. Maybe they do it by their own perception of each one's skill set or purpose in scheme. I'm not really sure. But obviously they have Chase Edmonds in as an RB1, backed up by Michelle and then Dokes, and coming in the 4th spot is Tre'Davious White. Zakondre White. And then you got in the other slot, you got Mostert as the RB1. Gaskin is the sec coming up behind him, and then Salvon Ahmed. So I'm not really sure how that's supposed to be read. Maybe it's just as far as a spreadsheet. Maybe they just word wrap the line. But we really can't know that for sure. Another notables, they got Connor Williams listed as center, obviously. Michael Dieter backing him up, and then Cole Banwart coming in behind them in the 3rd spot. Behind Armstead, you got Coleman and Smith. And then over on the right side, you got Austin Jackson in the starting role with Little backing him up, Kellen Deach behind them. And then, of course, Hunt as the guard, backed up by Jones and Solomon Kinley. I don't think there's much surprise at the tight end spot. Gesicki, Smythe, Long, Sethan Carter, Shaheen. I think it's kind of interesting to see Carter listed at depth ahead of Shaheen. But that may just suggest that Shaheen's out the door. On the defensive side of the ball, not much surprise anywhere. I like Jalen Phillips in the LB1 spot there. So you got your starting linebackers, Phillips, Roberts, Baker, and Ingram, backed up by Scarlett, Iguavin, Riley, and Van Ginkel. Here's an interesting spot. The 3rd spot, Hodge, Mumpson, Tyndall, and Good, both rookies, are there. And then Johnson in a 4th spot behind the Ingram line. Our secondary is going to be no surprise there. Howard, Needham, Jones, and Holland. They got Noah in the 2nd spot behind Nick Needham, followed by Trill Williams. So that could be depth chart for the game because they want to see game speed action out of Noah. I think find that kind of interesting. Then at the safety spot on the 3rd and 4th spot, you got Fidgetelum. Campbell on that behind Brandon Jones and Rowe. And then you got on the Holland line, Redwine, Wilson, and McKinley. Not really much of a surprise there. You got Morstead as the punter. Backup punter is the backup punter and the holder, vice versa. Now, the one interesting thing I see is they have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle listed as PR1 and PR2 for punt returns, backed up by Holland. And then on kick returns, they got Mostert and Waddle, followed by Edmonds and Noah, Iggy. Now, I cannot believe that that's not just stick our best player there, because either, I don't know. I honestly think that's more proof that Mike McDaniel watches the Fins tailgate. I think Mike McDaniel is poking fun at me right there, to be honest with you. There's no way he actually intends to put Tyreek Hill as a punt returner. I'm sorry. I can't believe he would agree with El Capitan on that. No way. But shout out to Coach McD watching the Fins tailgate. We appreciate it. Always welcome. So there's your very first depth chart of the season, preseason. Think it looks kind of like what we much expected it to look like. I did want to point out one other thing I noticed while I'm in here. I'm going to have to blow that up further, so I can't see it right now. Let me do that, and I can just report it to you. So it looks like the TV market, we're going to get if you're in the Palm Beach County area, you're going to get, let's see. On Bally. Oh, there we go. Channel CBS affiliate, Channel 12. So whoever your CBS affiliate is, it's going to be the NBC affiliate in the Fort Myers region. And as far as listening, you got all kinds of options. WQAM out of Miami, obviously, will have it with the local boys. Most of your ESPN stations throughout the state, the national syndication will be ESPN radio. And so it looks like we will be able to get it. Dade Broward's going to be on WBFS, Channel 4, WFOR, and the Bally Sports Network, where they play the Marlins games. West Palm and Treasure Coast, as I said, WTVX, which is 29, and Channel 12. That's the CBS affiliate. Orlando, you'll be able to catch it on WRDQ and WFTV. Fort Myers, WBBH. And in Hawaii, KHON. I don't know why they listed Hawaii. Guess that's the only other national place getting the game. That's pretty cool. So there you go. That's ways you can catch the game Saturday. WFOR CBS 4 returns as the preseason home of the Dolphins for the 26th consecutive season, and will broadcast all three of Miami's preseason contests. Dolphins Hall of Fame defensive end linebacker Jason Taylor will once again serve as an analyst for Dolphins preseason broadcasts. He'll be joined by Steve Goldstein calling play-by-play, and Kim Bocamper, who will continue to serve as the sideline reporter. Taylor is a first ballot Hall of Famer, becoming just the second Dolphins defensive player, besides Nick Bonacati, to be elected into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He finished his career with 139.5 sacks, which was sixth most in NFL history at the time of his retirement following the 2011 season. Taylor's 9 defensive touchdowns are the most in NFL history by a defensive lineman or linebacker. He was named the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year in 2007 and earned 3 first-team All-Pro selections and 6 Pro Bowl nods. It will be Taylor's 3rd season on the preseason television crew after he joined the broadcast team in 2019. There were no preseason games in 2020. Taylor also serves as a defensive analyst for the University of Miami football team. Goldstein's been the television play-by-play voice for the Panthers since 2007 and is in his 2nd season calling Dolphins preseason games. He has covered 4 Winter Olympics for CBS Radio Westwood One, including hockey play-by-play at the 2014 Sochi and 2010 Vancouver games. Additionally, Goldstein has covered numerous Super Bowls and Stanley Cup finals for Westwood One and the U.S. Open for USTA, ESPN, and the Tennis Channel. Fun. A familiar voice in South Florida, Goldstein is currently an anchor for WFOR CBS 4 and hosted pre- and post-game shows for the Dolphins radio network from 1995 to 2004 and 2012 to 2015. He's also hosted morning shows on AM 560, QAM, and 940 WINZ. Beaucamper began his career with the Dolphins in '76 as the team's first-round draft pick. During his 10 years with the Dolphins, he played both linebacker and D-end, earning Pro Bowl recognition in 1980 as a linebacker. In addition to his sideline duties, Beaucamper hosts the Mike McDaniel Show each week, the Dolphins' weekly live pregame show, and the 5th quarter postgame show following each game. And, of course, it is the 50th anniversary of our perfect season. So y'all can read more about that if you go get the media program from the Dolphins website. It's available over at MiamiDolphins.com. They give you lots of good information, stuff to expect. Basically, the notes that a lot of the broadcasters read from, storylines, stuff like that. Yeah, Beaucamper is the man, Shake. How you doing, Shake? Canes 1989, how you doing? So I figured, it'd be pretty short night. Not really much to talk about other than commentary on what we got going on Saturday, what we've seen in camp, and a little bit of news. But as far as camp goes, I just wanted to say that people have to remember that there's so much goes on in a football practice that we don't know about. Somebody has to give the defense certain looks for them to practice. And our offense doesn't necessarily know or run or going to be needing to know all of that stuff going forward. So when you see defenses and offenses and it's slow going in a practice during training camp, just keep in mind that you have no idea why they're doing what they're doing. You always have to remember that. We can only take it for a grain of salt, but I think Saturday is going to be the real deal. We're only going to get to look at the players they allow us to see. I don't suspect we're going to start Tua. I really don't. I'd like them to, but I don't think they're gonna. And so there's still going to be that question for a lot of us hanging in the air. We can only garner so much information from 3/4 speed in practice. But we can't risk injury. We know that. We can't risk, dare I say, bad optics. So I expect to see Teddy starting probably the first quarter, and then they'll give Skyler the reins from there. Which, watch out, because you never know, but that should be fun to watch. I think everybody likes Skyler. Even the staunch Tua supporters, I think, have come around and kind of like Skyler too. So we'll be able to all get behind him. It is what it is. It's a preseason game. Thank God there's only 3 of them. I mean, I don't know about you all, but that is one thing I just can't get up for is preseason games. It's just the hardest thing to do. I mean, in the capacity I'm in now, I mean, I haven't ever had to really look deeply. Like, I kind of started really going heavy on this aspect at the end of last season. So it's not as if I've ever had to really need to know, other than quick glance. Yeah, we look like we can snap the ball and whatever else. But I mean, when I was a kid, all the best teams were going 1-3 in the preseason, 0-4 in the preseason. You couldn't get nothing out of it. But it is what it is. I still look forward to seeing there's certain positions that we can actually look at full speed, because those positions are more fundamental than others. Trench positions, stuff like that. Shout out to Shake Money with the $5 donation, always coming through for the house. Love you, buddy. El Capitan, take your victory lap. Hill, a Waddle, and Waddle, our punt returner, 1 and 2. McDaniel, no. Scared me. Now scared me. You don't make money. Oh, I think what he's saying is McDaniel knows scared money don't make money. Wow. Thanks anyway, Shake. Appreciate the donation. I wholeheartedly disagree, but I honestly think McDaniel is poking fun at me. So appreciate you all liking and sharing. We love it. Continue to do that. We're at the hour mark, so I'm going to go ahead and remind everybody to do that. Subscribe if you haven't. If you're over on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, we appreciate you watching from there. Kindly come over, give us a subscribe. Head back to wherever you're at. Watch on your favorite platform. We had our first streaker the other night. It was pretty cool. Ended up having to scrub it, but Twitter didn't make us scrub it. Anyway, I've never seen that on any other channel. That's the craziest thing, man. But all in good fun, I guess. We had our own greased up deaf guy. But anyway, make sure you all are like I said, make sure you all are hitting the like, share it. The more you share it, the more people you got to talk to in chat. It's just the way it is, Catch us on Tuesday nights with TMI Tuesdays. We should be back in full swing this week, even including Cause for Cleats. I know I'm going to do a Cause for Cleats one way or another because I got a good one. Then you got myself on Thursday nights, maybe Thursday during the day. Depends on how a body's feeling. Then you can blow it all out the steam with Ali Late Night Exhale. Once the season starts up, he's going to be leading y'all nice into Sunday morning. Great takes on the games coming up, all that. Then, of course, you got Capitan every other night of the week. Little under the weather tonight. He'll be back Wednesday, I'm sure. Probably pop in tomorrow night for TMI, maybe. We'll see. Got plenty of ways to support the channel besides, as Shake Money did with Super Chat. You got Venmo, Cash App, $, the Fins tailgate. You also got memberships. Shout out to all our members. We appreciate it. But you also got link for Fanatics. If you're going to buy something from Fanatics anyway, you can support the channel just by using that link as your avenue to get there. It'll let them know we sent you, and it makes puts us in really good favor with them. Helps us grow in the long run. Helps us show them the real deal. You know how it works. And also, make sure you're checking out our gear too. We got stuff for the winter, stuff for the summer, stuff for the winter again, and flags. I'd really like to see the flag at the stadium come 9/11. That would be awesome. If I even saw one of them, you guys would make my day. I'd probably start crying. And then, of course, Backroom Collections. Use code #TFTG at the checkout. They've got all your high-end collectible needs. Great place. Always check them out. So I guess I'll probably, I don't know, maybe I'm kind of exhausted of material for tonight, news-wise. I mean, we can get into the minutiae. You can hear me monologue all night. But I don't have nothing to bounce nothing off nobody. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. Maybe have a short panel, quiet panel. No yelling and screaming. Maybe do the Q&A I've been promising everybody. Y'all can ask me anything you want about what I saw in training camp. Opinions on anything I saw. Hashtag a question in the chat for training camp, and I'll answer. Come up on the panel if you want. I didn't see everything, but I saw some things. I thought one of the coolest things I saw was the way Jalen Phillips interacted with the kids. I thought it was awesome. Before he started signing any autographs, he actually broke down and played some rock, paper, scissors with one of the kids. That was pretty cool. I don't remember who won. I think the kid won. How you doing, Shake?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Not much, man. Glad you came up, bro. Kind of a quiet Monday night.
Yeah, it is. It won't be quiet next come September though.
Right? What do you think? You think we're gonna start Tua or what? Think we're gonna see anything from Tua Saturday?
I would hope so, because at the end of the day, one of the things that I've been pounding the table for is that I would like to see Tua with the other except for Waddle, Hill, and Cedric Wilson. I would like to see him with the other receivers so we could get a clear picture of what kind of chemistry he has, so we could, you know what I mean, kind of shape up the wide receiver room. You know what I mean?
Yep. So Pete says it's quiet. The Fins are nervous for Tampa. How you doing, Mr. Puck?
Hey, how's it going, Cola?
Oh, pretty good. Good Monday evening to you.
Yeah, same to you. How's it going, Shake Money?
What's going on, man, Mr. Puck? How you doing? Hey, you know what's crazy though? When we did a scrimmage against the Carolina Panthers one year, they went to the Super Bowl. And when we scrimmaged against the Eagles, they won the Super Bowl. Who knows? Maybe Tampa might win the Super Bowl.
Or it can reverse it, and we go to the Super Bowl.
Well, we scrimmaged with them for plenty of years where they didn't go to the Super Bowl. So
yeah, that's true. But hey, all I know is how awkward it's going to be when Tom Brady hits. They talk about when Tom Brady talks to the Dolphin players.
I don't know, man. I think it's really interesting as far as I mean, They'll leave it alone. I'm sure Florio will say something about it.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I don't know how they can look their quarterback in the eye now and say, "Yeah, we were 100% behind you the whole way."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I'm anxious to see Tua play. They should start him. Go ahead, Mr. Polk.
I got a question for both of y'all. Do y'all think that Sealer on the defense is underrated?
What was that last part?
Do y'all think he's underrated?
By the national media, yes. By the fans, no. We all know that he's the man.
Exactly, because I would think the same thing, but I'm saying he's not getting much attention from like you said from the NFL or reporters or whatever.
But what's crazy is that I don't think it's like for instance, I guarantee you there's a lot of players on the Lions that you don't know about, but because they're on the Lions, you know what I mean? They
Mm-hmm.
you don't know who they are, you know what I mean? They're being underrated. So
Right.
at the end of the day, man, if the Dolphins start winning more, I guarantee you there's going to be a lot more less underrated players.
Well, that's really the key. That's always been the key. It's like Pro Bowl nods. You know what I mean? Especially now that it's a popularity contest.
That's why a lot of players, people know who Kim Bokamper was because he played on Monday nights and played on a lot of primetime games. That's why more people know who Kim Bokamper is than doesn't. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
But can you imagine Sealer, Wilkins, and Raycon Davis having a successful season coming up? Man, that's going to be scary for NFL.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of Detroit, Shake, I think a good point was made earlier tonight by a friend of the show about Detroit. I mean, we don't know who any of them are, but I tell you what, they know who they are.
So, do y'all think that Detroit is what a sleeper team?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're the biggest sleeper team in the NFL right now.
Hey, Color, did you see that video that's going around of Dan Campbell?
Oh, the one where he's chewing out the tight end?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Who was that? Was that Fasano?
I'm not. No, Fasano was 80, so it wasn't Fasano. But yeah, man, I could picture him saying that to Mike Gesicki.
Oh,
Man, I swear, I think, to be honest with you, I think that he would have been a better choice than Adam Gase. Looking back at it,
Well, yeah.
and think about this too. They're both remember, at the end of the day, Chris Greer is he is a Bill Parcells guy, and so is the guy Dan Campbell. So they would have made actually they would have had more. They would have been more in sync with their philosophies.
Right.
but was Campbell offensive mind
Yeah,
type of person or defensive?
he was more of a neutral in my opinion. He was he played tight end for the Cowboys, but you know what I mean. I think he was a more of a neutral guy. He was more of a I'm gonna coach them up to beat the shit out of their team, the other team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I loved his coaching style.
Well, I
He'd be
like
a great high school coach.
I like this short stay with the Dolphins. To tell you the truth.
Yeah, for a while he was the assistant coach for the assistant head coach for the Saints. And what's funny is when the Dolphins job became open, he didn't even want to even interview for it.
No, because he knows he didn't want him before. Why would you know?
Well, he did want it, and they ended up giving it to Gase.
That's what I'm saying. Like you chose some idiot over me. Now you want me? Nah.
Kick rocks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
And you know what I'm starting to think is everybody says that Brian Flores couldn't attract any good assistant coaches. Maybe those assistant coaches didn't want to coach for the Dolphins because of Stephen Ross's track record.
Well, what changed this year? The fact that they know Stephen Ross is not going to have much more control for much longer.
Well, who's to say that these are good offensive coaches? We don't know. We haven't seen them coach it
Well,
down
that's
yet.
true. That's true.
Which means it's not just
Man, Pete, come on, Pete. You tell me Preston is we're a mess if we trade Preston? Seriously? Wow.
Pete might come up.
Hey, listen, Colin, let me tell you something right now. If Tua struggles and Baker balls out, everybody that doesn't like Pete, you might as well just you delete YouTube and Twitter.
Yeah, Pete heavy on Preston Williams, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's nutty. I can't even go with you on that, Pete. Sorry. That's where you and I diverge.
I think Preston Williams cared more about his runway career than the freaking wide receiver room.
Yeah, I'd like to see him play hard Saturday, though. That would be nice.
Yeah,
maybe we can get something back for him.
But did he take?
I don't know.
Take his training seriously though? Like some players put in a lot of extra effort as far as training goes and keeping in shape, but I didn't really see that with Preston unless I'm wrong looking at it.
You know what's funny is 2019 when Parker had his best season, he admitted that he said he thought NFL was like college career because when he was in college, he said he'd go to bed late night, wake up in the morning, and ball out. And he said he didn't realize he realized that it was going to be that difficult. You know what I mean? It's not roll out of bed and catch a pass or two. It's a lot more difficult in the pros.
So, what do you think about the Chiefs? The Chiefs and the Chiefs fans claiming that their wide receiver room is better overall without Tyreek.
I don't know. It's just like when that they remind me of that when when that hot girl breaks up with you and you're like, well, it's your loss. That's dumb.
Mm-hmm. I was kind of thinking. I kind of think the same way myself. Yeah.
Nutty.
The only way I could see that being a good thing for Tyreek Hill is it's going to force him to look other ways because maybe there's some receiver combos where they're so comfortable with just one receiver that's all they go to. Now I think he'll be able to survey the field more. Maybe it'll kind of force him to make other decisions. But
Who? Tua?
no, Tyreek Hill. I mean, not Tyreek. Waddle. I mean, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes was so accustomed to using Tyreek Hill as a safety blanket. Now he has to survey the field and look for other wide receivers.
Yeah.
What's up, Irving?
Got to test the water.
What's good, Color Man? What's good? What's up, man?
Oh, nothing, man. Nothing.
Good, Irving.
What's up, Shake
Nothing's
Shake?
good today.
What's up, Mr. Fog? What's going on?
Hey, how's it going, Irvin?
I'm chilling, bro. I'm good
Hey,
here.
Irvin, there
What's
was a salute emoji. At least I thought it was.
I can't find it. I'm like looking all over my keyboard, my Google keyboard, my Samsung keyboard. It's not even there.
Oh, you got an Android. Okay.
Yeah.
That
You know,
might
you
be
can
right.
type it in the emoji search, right?
I did, but it doesn't even show up.
No?
No, it doesn't.
Wow.
It just shows. Yeah, it just comes up like with no results. So it is what it is.
Yeah, because well, see, I have an iPhone, so maybe it's that may be
Maybe they got
different.
bigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta just download something from the Play Store and maybe it'll update my keyboard.
Yeah.
No, it should be in there, man. That's a pretty
Yeah.
standardized one.
Yeah, I'll probably check it out. Let's see.
What happens if you put colon salute in the text and send it? It doesn't render it?
I don't think so.
Huh.
No,
I think you're lying.
not really. I'm telling the truth. I'm not even like.
So what do you think about camp, Irving? I know you went a couple more days beyond me,
I only went that day on Friday.
right?
Yeah. Nah, man. I mean, I like some of the play designs that they use, like the naked bootlegs and the. I know they had some. I think. What else did they have? I like the standard, the misdirection, the play the play action I formation. I like the condensed sets, the trip bunches. I think they're even working on some of some plays that I think they brought over from the Shanahan playbook.
Right.
There's the split zone flood concepts where you have basically the Z receiver running underneath the formation, then going out to the flat.
Right.
And then you have the tight end going on the seam, and then the X receiver runs like a corner route. You also have there's some things. There's some sail concepts on those play action bootlegs. There's also the Yankee concepts. Basically, what Tyreek Hill, which was that big 65-yard touchdown.
I actually thought that and it's
Yeah.
something I've been calling for is, or at least advocating for and pointing out that, the type of, scheme we can implement will allow us to do this is getting him out of the pocket, moving the pocket. And I noticed in camp when we did run him out of the pocket was probably when he had most of his success, if you ask me. I mean, even throwing on the run where he had some issues with that, let's say in the Tennessee game, for instance, I actually saw that as an improvement. Like, those particular plays seem to be more of the, success, albeit not big bomb plays, but, you had a lot more of success even with all the quarterbacks moving him out of the pocket.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you want to take advantage of his mobility. That's the whole thing. Because
especially when you got a bunch of receivers fast or not.
Yeah,
they're shorter receivers. They're still going to be able to give you more if you have more time to give them to give you more.
Right. But the thing is, if you go back to the whole thing about having these, the receivers that are not big, you're giving up size for more shiftiness and more twitchiness, right? So that's the whole thing of the West Coast. Like that goes back to the origins of the West Coast offense. What makes it work is having those smaller, shiftier receivers, guys that you can that are more you could give the ball. That basically you can feed the ball to in space, and they're elusive, they're shifty, So they're faster. You can motion them. You can do a lot of different things with them. So yeah, as opposed to what you had in back when Chan Gailey was the offensive coordinator, you had more like a isolation based offense where a lot of the guys are jump ball receivers, primarily, guys with high catch radius that can high point the football and come down with the catch. So guys like Gesicki and Devontae Parker. Now you got guys it's more of a spread concept. You got guys that fit more of a spread offense. So.
And King Mill asks, Color, how was the O-line when you were out there? And I've said the same thing. A couple days that I was out there, it kind of went the same way. Slower in the beginning, and then they picked it up. But Friday, they brought referees out, and the laundry was all over the field. So we don't really know how much of that, you know what I mean? Like, we don't know how much of that positivity we saw was, stuff that'd be called back or whatever. But I think the run game is definitely improved, whether that's because of the running back or the scheme or both, or improvement in the O-line altogether. Yeah. Tua seems like he doesn't have a lot of time per se, but he has enough and consistently more.
The thing is, like, I really don't care about the quarterback. It's not like in this offense, like, you don't really need 3 or 4 seconds to throw the ball, because a lot of this offense is like a lot of quick 3-5 step drops. So it's quick, get out of the ball of your hands, get the ball out of your hands. That's what it is. And
if not, get the ball out of the pocket, whether take it out of the pocket or throw it out of the pocket.
And anyways, he's going to get time regardless, because they're going to roll him out. They're going to shift the pocket. So it's going to give him time to throw. And then with that offense, you're stretching out the defense horizontally. So it makes for a lot of easier throws. Because you can't catch up. Like, for corners, it's very hard to, like, run along with these wide receivers, because they're so fast, and they got great horizontal speed. So, it becomes a kind of like a foot race. I mean, try to just attempt to cover guys like, Waddle and Tyreek on like high crossers and over routes, and just, they make you defend the whole length of the field, So,
hey, Color, I just got a funny image. Can you imagine Bill Belichick right now in his panic room, listening to Finn's tailgate, taking notes about the Dolphins? Like, oh, really?
Yeah, right. Yeah, this concept and this and that.
A great leader listens to everybody, even the smallest, quietest voice.
Oh yeah.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. I'm just picturing him in his panic room.
Be careful with delusional Patriots fan in the chat. He might be a Belichick spy.
Yeah, for real.
Or he could be Belichick's burner account.
Oh, yeah, right. So King Mill says he's not playing hard Saturday. The bridge is burned already. I'm guessing he's talking about Preston. But that would not serve Preston very well, King Mill, because he could easily find himself without any team giving him a chance.
Well, and you know what? I could see King Mill's point, because they're not going to risk him getting injured, and there goes the trade asset.
Yeah, but they have to showcase him at least once, because he has nothing lately, like nothing.
They're just showing footage of his runway, and that's
exactly.
That's why I didn't like the comment that he made, saying that he wasn't giving enough snaps or catches or whatever.
Well, Preston, man, Preston's had every opportunity. He's had 3 years, 2 different coaching staffs. That's plenty of opportunities, bro. Like,
right, bitches.
For State. So you can't. He could, when he said that, I said, "Come on now, Preston, because you were undrafted and we picked you up, and we gave you the opportunity to shine, and you played with DVP, who is another big back like yourself."
I was watching TD stream, right, and Preston was on he was on the one-on-ones with Tua throwing him the football, and he was running his route, and then he just tripped. And McDaniel, he just stumbled and just tripped. He lost his footing. And McDaniel just got pissed and got in his face, bro. Like you could tell that he's had it. I'm like, bro, here you are. You know, you're complaining about it. You're not getting enough opportunities and snaps. But here I am giving you an opportunity to prove yourself on one-on-ones, and here you are. You know, you're struggling. You know, and busting your ass on a route. Like,
and I can imagine
crazy, bro.
McDaniel with his real intellectual kind of,
I know, right?
nerdy way to talk, like telling him like, I gave you a really good chance here and you're just messing it up. He probably sounds like a wife talking to him, like
Yeah.
explaining the facts to him, you know what I mean? The fact of it
Yeah.
is I gave you, you got this opportunity and really you need to really, actually take advantage of that opportunity. And it doesn't seem to me like you're taking advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah.
Like I could just picture it. It's because, he's
Yeah,
not going to
for
be
real.
yelling and screaming like Flores.
Yeah,
You know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, Flores looks intimidating. You know, he's built. You know, like he's kind of like, he's got a big physique. So I would be scared if Flores was scared.
But don't mistake that. But don't mistake that. McDaniel's still reaming him out. McDaniel's still saying, look, you need to pick it up or get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Basically.
There you go.
Shit, as a matter of fact, Kim Bocamper, I hear him a lot, and I'll never forget one of his sayings was, he goes, every time I got a pre-snap penalty, Shula, he said when he said I'd rather go to the other bench than to face Shula.
Bro, Shula would rip people a new one, bro. Shula did not mess around.
Make me throw up.
He did not play around.
No way, bro.
So
I've
Aqua
seen him
says,
blow up.
I saw an article about it too. Aqua says the NFL wants on-field officials to pay special attention to illegal contact fouls by defensive players this season. Right. It's like, oh, go figure, ramping back up the pass interference calls again, are we? The
NFL is becoming the NBA right before our eyes.
Oh, it's so ridiculous.
I know.
And another thing too about Kim Bocamper was he said that he went to Don Shula one day and said, "Hey, Don Shula, I do a lot of good plays. How come you don't tell me that?" He goes, "That's not my job. Your job is to do good plays, and my job is to tell you when you fuck up."
Yeah.
That sounds like true.
And I got to be honest with you, Preston. Right now, I'm looking at the analytics, and it says you're fucking up.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, it's facts. I mean, if you, like I said before, and I said again, if you follow him from Colorado State till now, man, come on, Preston. You were undrafted. Nobody didn't pick you but the Miami Dolphins. So you had a chance to come and build for NFL team and blow up. Now I understand he got hurt and everything, but some players when they get hurt and they recover, they ball out.
Mm-hmm.
But it seemed like he just gave up. I don't know.
And the thing is, it's sad because he's talented. We've seen him flash his talent before. He has the ability to take over a game. He just, I just don't get it. I mean, besides the injuries, injuries, you can't really control that. That's kind of out of your control. You could do some, you have some control over it in terms of like, conditioning and all that stuff, but.
And what's crazy is
his
wide receiver coach didn't have half the talent that Preston Williams had, but he had double the mental fortitude, and look how far it got him.
Triple the IQ too. I mean, the guy was if Preston Williams would actually like sit down and just learn the playbook and just take his job seriously, man, he would be as good as he can be.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, but I don't know.
Right.
All I know is this: I think the damage is already done.
Yeah,
you better hope and pray that somebody will give him a chance.
Yeah, and Lynn Bowden, man. I mean, I was rooting for him, man. I was a big fan of his. When he came over here, especially at Kentucky, like he was a very exciting athlete, very electric athlete. I mean, guy played everything: wide receiver, quarterback. They use him in the run game as well. Like you put him everywhere. He was so impactful, and you
Yeah, he
know,
was Debo Samuels before Debo Samuels.
yeah, right,
Right.
and just you know,
Exactly.
and I like the way like he kind of had like very good games. He had that good game against Cincinnati, against Kansas City, the Patriots. You know, I thought that he was in those final 5 games of 2020. I thought he was gonna be like he was gonna have like a big 2021. Of course, he had that groin injury, and you know, Flores decided to shut him down for the season, and it's just really sad. And I think he was gonna have an advantage with Tua because he's been working out with Tua every day with you know
Right.
perform, but I guess not. I guess he didn't really capitalize. I don't know. I thought
So
he had
y'all
all
think
the
he's
talent. You know, when Mike McDaniel got hired, I was like, bro, this is gonna be big for Bowden's career because he has a
exactly? That's
similar
what I was
skill
thinking.
set of Debo. You know, like you know, he can use him in the run as in the slot. You can use him in the backfield. He can take off handoffs, whether it's inside, outside. You know, you can even use him as a wildcat quarterback. That's the only thing that
Exactly.
Debo can do, but I said Tebow, my bad. Debo.
No,
But
but
it is
for
what it
some
is,
reason,
man.
though, but my thing is, this, for some reason, I keep thinking maybe he's still hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a feeling that either he's still hurt or he's having some kind of breakdown or something. Because the way he was training with Tua, during the off season, I'm saying, okay, you know, he's training with Tua, balling with Tua and everything. And you know he's going to fit perfectly with the scheme that McDaniels had because of what he did at Kentucky. Because I followed him at Kentucky also. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
Doing tonight.
question from Howard Stacks. What's the deal with Bowden? Can he return punts and kicks? Yeah, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's where he's going to have to make his move because the reason it's not an issue is because Trent Sherfield can do that too, and
he's
also
a gunner too.
you know we got a few other guys that you know. Well,
We
right now they
definitely
got
can
Tyreek Hill listed as punt returner 1, so
Yeah.
you know.
In all honesty, we have a lot of people that can do a lot of similar things. That's
Right.
the issue, and that's the problem that both
It's not right. Exactly. It's not a standout skill above and beyond a couple of the other guys that he's competing with.
Yeah.
Right.
Bowden
then-
he did some reps as a punt returner in training camp.
Right.
No, but
Yeah.
he did that at Kentucky too.
Right.
Mhm.
He did it at Kentucky. And
My
then
whole issue with him is we've had him all this time, and like, what does he like? Do something. Put on the TD costume and you know take pictures with the fans or something.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I saw him in the offseason was him standing next to Tua while Tua did his workouts.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. Everybody else, you saw a video of them doing work, and I saw him standing there catching a ball that Tua threw. That's the only thing that I saw when he was standing still.
And yeah, Howard, Bowden's one of the ones that the Dolphins actually came out and said we're trying to trade him. He's on the block. They're shopping him.
Yeah. And the thing, and that's the theme, because like Preston Williams, that's the exact same argument I have. He didn't put out any work that we could visibly see that he's actually putting focus on football. All right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Bowden didn't. I don't know personally what he did or didn't do. I can just tell you from what I saw as a fan, you know, on our standpoint, what we can see. Everybody else, we could see what they were doing. I didn't see it from them. That's all I'm going to say.
And you only saw it out of Preston when he was getting the ball from Ryan Fitzpatrick. So if he is good and he's just holding back, then obviously he has an issue with the quarterback.
You know, I think the drafting of Eric Ezukama kind of like broke his confidence, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because if you remember his Twitter, he was kind of like, you know.
But in all honesty, you could say that Cedric Wilson broke his confidence too. Bringing Cedric Wilson, which is very similar.
Yeah, but again, like they gave him a 3-year, $22 million contract, and he is a wide receiver selected in the 4th round. So
and then you get Braylon Sanders getting a bunch of targets in camp.
Yeah.
Right.
But
and on all 3 of those guys, don't they have the same sort of stature as Preston Williams? I'm talking about physically.
Yeah, similar, but Preston Williams 6'5" is bigger,
Yeah.
and he was playing like at 235 pounds or something like that last year. Like he was really heavy. But Ali, I am a believer that you're right that Eric Ezukama is gonna be he's gonna jump over Cedric Wilson on the depth chart, bro.
Yeah, dude. Like it's kind of
He's gonna jump him. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm very impressed. It almost to say that, you know, recently over the past couple of weeks, I've heard people say that they don't have faith in our ability to scout talent, right? And Easy is actually showing that he might be somebody. You know what I mean? That's all I'm gonna say.
Bro,
Well, I
when
was
I
told
read the
that
draft
Wilson.
networks, when I read the draft network scouting report on him, I
What's up,
was
Mike?
instantly in love with his like skill set. And then I watched the highlights out of Texas Tech. I'm like, I want this guy. He was the first guy I had selected in my first mock draft because everybody else I selected.
By the way, I gotta give Pete credit for that last take I made. I know Pete. I've been hearing you, buddy. I was actually I was getting your back on that, making sure it got heard.
But don't forget
Shout out
too.
to-
He's talking about Preston not wanting to waste his career with Tua.
Oh God.
Shout out to Pete, bro. Shout out to Pete.
But let's not forget now. Wes Welker came out of Texas Tech also.
That's true.
So I
That's
think
true.
Wes Welker had a lot of.
Actually, Wes Welker is the one who drafted him, according to
right.
He said straight up that if it wasn't for him, he wouldn't have been.
I want to see if it's gonna make me throw up.
In addition to that, Texas Tech has put out some really good receivers over the last couple of years.
And he dominated regardless of whoever was throwing to him, bro. Like the guy was, and he can attack you in so many different ways, and he's a threat on all levels, on all three levels.
He's
bro.
not afraid of contact either. You
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
You watch his tape.
Ain't got shit on Ezukama, no way.
And you watch his tape, and he'll take the first hit and make you miss with it.
Oh yeah. The only thing is, and he's been working on this in this off season. Mm-hmm. He's been working on the crispness of his routes. So he's been training on his cuts, on how to get out of his break sharply and stuff like that. And you see the videos, and he's from what he was at Texas Tech, now he's such a smooth route runner. When he makes his cuts, he makes he gets DBs flat footed and stuff. So all he needed really, because I know Anthony mentioned that he had kind of like a limited route tree because they were playing in an air raid offense. So that explains why he had a limited route tree. But now that he's under Mike McDaniel, he has an opportunity to run all types of different routes, because you're going to be running crossers, you're going to be running over routes, you're going to be running post corners.
There's a darkness inside of me. It wants to get out, wants to walk around. It wants some walking around money, and it wants to buy some shoes, and it wants to walk up with the people and say, "Hey, Gator don't play no shit." You feel me? Gator never been about that. Never been about playing no shit.
Shut the fuck.
I love that movie, bro.
and don't forget Jakeem Grant, and if I'm not mistaken, Zach Thomas came out of Texas Tech also.
Oh yeah, bro.
That's right. I almost forgot about that.
Oh yeah. Texas Tech.
Zach Thomas.
They have had Jakeem Grant. They had Michael Crabtree. They have a lot of receivers.
Patrick Mahomes.
Speaking of Ali,
talent that comes out of there.
So speaking of Ali, drum up the conversation about where you think we might be sending Preston to, man. Who are the teams that need some wide receivers, and which of those teams have centers?
New England.
That are worth a damn.
Green Bay definitely needs wide receivers.
Yeah,
that's a given.
What about the Vikings?
Chicago.
Vikings don't really need receivers, but I mean, they have centers. Chicago has a center, and they've had interest, so there is something to be had there. I think that's the biggest link right there.
What about Minnesota?
They're just gonna get him for.
They have centers. I just don't think they need receivers.
They're just gonna get him for a 7th round pick.
Yeah, but we could
I
turn
know the
around and use the
Dolphins.
7th. But here's the thing: we could turn around and use the 7th to get the center too.
Yeah.
What about the Patriots? Doesn't DVP need a counterpart?
Can you imagine Preston?
I don't know if you guys have heard. There's some rumors that mac and cheese doesn't look so good over there right now.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if you guys heard that or not. I don't know if it's true.
What's that, Ollie?
You talking about Mac Jones?
Yeah, I call him mac and cheese, but Mac Jones I heard is not looking good so far in camp. I don't know if that's true. I just heard a rumor. It was on Twitter. I don't know if
they're ignorant. That's ignorant.
Teller's rocking it tonight. I'll tell you.
well, let me ask you this: How did Mac Jones look?
A fucking 10, gentlemen.
Of him playing, I hadn't seen much play time when he was with Alabama.
Like, say that again. You cut out. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying like when he was at Alabama, because I've been keeping up with Alabama the last few years. It seemed like he didn't have as much how should I put it? Time.
Well, he was really what, a 1-year starter. So
right, exactly. That's what I was trying to say.
But in a sense, that's kind of why he kind of performed better than Tua, because in my opinion, and do understand this is my opinion. I think because he had to work so much harder than the other quarterbacks and everything, that he wasn't the instant starter, because you have to know a little bit more about what happened when he got recruited. He had offers from big time schools where he would have been the instant starter, right? But he took the harder route to a school that already had 2 players fighting to be the starter, really, right?
Yeah.
So he had to basically he faced adversity, in my opinion, more so in his college career, which has translated why he's been better in the pro career. But I don't know, man. Everyone is due for a sophomore slump. You know what I mean? So this might be his sophomore slump. That's basically what it comes down to.
Not everybody.
If the rumors are true, that's all I'm saying.
Right.
Not everybody has a sophomore slump, but some people do.
And by the way, there's also reports that they see Bill Belichick calling the offense of plays.
Yeah, but I also saw that there was a rumor that Patricia is going to be announced as the OC.
Right, that's what I heard too. I heard that last week. The same thing.
Yeah.
He probably won't get the title. He'll probably just get the play caller. Just like one thing about New England, they don't give him the titles of OC or DC, but they give him the play callers. Like Steve Belichick is his son. He's not the defensive coordinator, but he was the play caller.
So I heard once before that the New England, how they hire coaches is they give them like a defense or offensive lineup, right? Like a scheme. And then they have them break down the play on both sides. And if you can't break down the play, they don't hire you. That's what I heard. I wonder what happened in the Gase interview.
I was gonna say, I guess that's why Gase didn't get the job. Gase went in there, was like, all he did was scribble RPO all over it.
He scribbled bubble screens.
RPO. Oh, that one? RPO definitely for that one too.
No, but I seriously heard that's how they hire coaches. You have to explain the play on both sides of the ball.
Oh, your quarterback's from Alabama? RPO.
So it won't surprise me that they're using one of their original own people to be the OC. It doesn't surprise me.
So did Chris Sims get hired, or is that from back in the day or something?
Chris Sims?
Yeah, Chris Sims used to be a scout for the Patriots back in the day. But the thing about that is
he must be the guy that got Brian Hoyer.
Oh my goodness.
No. He was just him and Brian Flores started scouting together. But the thing about them is they overwork them and underpay them, so that he's like, fuck that. I'd rather do something easier.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, if you move up in New Orleans, it's like what we call it. If you move up in New England, you gotta be good, because man, they give you like 20 different assignments for one person.
Interesting.
Well, I got a question for the panel. What do y'all think about Noah Ickle? Do you think he's on the rise, or?
I think he's gotten better. He's
Mhm.
definitely shown more than he has previously. I think he makes this roster. I don't want to say he's gonna have like a breakout like season or whatever, or whatever.
Mhm.
But I will say he's definitely shown that he has the ability to get better. That's what I've seen so far.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you already know I'm a Noah Benagni fan. I don't have a hidden agenda. My agenda is way out there in the open.
I just want the kid to get better, man. We drafted him. I want him to get better and prove the haters wrong. That's basically all I want. That's my agenda. That's my agenda for everybody. That's my agenda for every player on this team. Get better,
Right.
prove the haters wrong.
There you go.
You even got Colin, what's his name? The Herd, actually saying that, Tua has gotten better. You've seen that all day today, right? You guys saw the clip of that?
Yeah, everybody's jumping down him because they're like, "Oh, yeah, backpedaling." It's like, come on, man.
Well, he's not the only one though. There's quite a few have said that.
No, but see, that's the thing, dude. They actually are still gaslighting us into trying to like imagining that we're delirious for thinking that he had to get better.
That's true.
Like they want it both ways. They want the credit for him getting better, but they also don't want anybody to be able to change their mind, which suggests that they don't think he got better, that he was always this good. You can't have it both ways.
Good point.
That's a good point.
If you want us to admit he got better, let us do that. Don't call us like backpedaling and no. It wasn't a trash take before. It was a national media guy who spends 5 minutes looking at the Miami Dolphins per year, and when he turned it on for that 5 minutes, Tua looked like garbage. Get off the guy already. Tua improves. Everybody knows it was an improvement. Even the people that love the guy know he had to improve, and he has improved. So why is Colin Cowherd some evil guy because he's changing he's seeing that improvement and saying something about it?
For me, it's not.
Do you want him to not say? Do you want him to continue lie and say no? He's still trash.
No,
you know what I mean?
No. But here's my thing with it, Color. I'm okay with him saying that. I don't think he's some evil guy or whatever. I'm just glad that he doesn't have something negative to say about the Dolphins, because it doesn't have to be Tua. Colin tends to say negative stuff about us no matter what.
How long have y'all been listening to Colin Cowherd? I've been listening to him for quite a long time, and he's said plenty of positive things about our team over the years. He has said whatever possible positive things there are to say about our team, which ain't much, but that ain't his fault.
Well, to be fair, too, I heard Colin Cowherd shit on every team, and not just.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Just because there's only 2 out of 10 things good to say about the Miami Dolphins over the last 25 years ain't his fault.
But Color, aren't people allowed to change their opinion? They're allowed to change their opinion, dude. Like people can change their mind.
Especially when there's actual change on the ground.
Of course, bro. It's so stupid. Like, it's all about, I got the receipts. Oh, he's a flip-flopper. Oh, look at these people. They're turning the tide. The media, like, bro, shut up. So what? If they see to improve, good for him, man. Like, it is what it is.
Right? And it's just a symptom. It's like people are like, oh, if he was hating on him before, no, but you saw it as hate. It wasn't hating on him. To say, look,
I know,
I'm
right?
I'm going to pull up the dang page again right now. I keep doing it, but everybody wants to ignore it because they want to live in this dreamland where Color gets gaslighted color is delirious and doesn't know what he's talking about. Let's pull it up the list again. 2021 NFL passing results. 27th ranked Tua Tagovailoa. That's not hating on the guy. This site, Pro Football Reference, these stats, the numbers don't have the ability to hate.
They don't lie.
So if Cowherd or somebody is making their judgment based on things like that, things they've seen, that's their opinion. It's not hate.
I know. It's ridiculous, bro.
We've got to stop this
ridiculous.
redefining this word hate. Okay, let's just throw the word out altogether. There's no such thing as hate anymore because hate doesn't actually mean hate.
But it's because he was once a Tua supporter back when he was at Alabama. He saw the way Tua has played in his first 2 years in the NFL, not to expectations, and that caused him to question his ceiling, question his potential.
But it wasn't hate.
But it wasn't hate. Exactly. It wasn't hate. I mean, he still like tells him, he still like respects Tua, still loves him and like still says he's a great person off the field and he's just not totally in love with the football player. That's all. It's okay. It's okay.
Hate would be he's not a good quarterback because he's got a bad tan. That would be hate.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I'm so sick of this, bro. Like,
I'll tell you what, we have there's a victim mentality around here. A lot of Dolphin fans like to play the victim, like everybody's against us.
Well, look, there is something to be said about the media always trying to report and find the worst in us. I've seen that over the years too.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have any obligation to make us feel good. We start winning, they can't say anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, like I said, when I first started watching the Dolphins and Dan Marino and Don Shula were the head coach and quarterback respectively, we were always in the Super Bowl. We were always Super Bowl contenders. Whenever I used to see the national media and they used to say the top 5 teams to make it through Super Bowl, Miami Dolphins was always on that list.
We are the 5th most winningest team in NFL history.
Yeah, and to say that, hey, the guy had a great training regimen. Okay, so how are we supposed to give credit to Tua's trainer if Tua didn't get any better? He was always like that.
I think the real story.
So did he get better in this offseason in his training? Like, did his trainer do anything for him? Of course he did, which means he was at a point where he was lesser. He trained hard and got better. And that's being shown on the practice field.
Yeah.
In his throwing. So to say that happened is not saying, hey, I no longer hate him anymore, because I never hated him to begin with, and neither did Colin Cowherd. So if you want us to give him credit for working hard in the offseason, you have to admit there was a reason for him to work hard in the offseason. That what the performance he was giving us was not satisfactory.
And he knew it. So
he's worked hard in the offseason.
Exactly.
It looks great in training camp. Let us give him credit for that.
Absolutely.
We're making it about love or hate. Why does it? I mean, hey, fine, that's your business. But, project it onto somebody else. Miss me with it. Miss Colin Cowherd with it. Colin Cowherd is a fair. Do you realize he employs Jason Taylor's sister?
Yep. And another point too is before what was his name? The guy from the quarterback. Who's the quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens? I can't remember now. Jackson. Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson. Before Lamar Jackson had his MVP season, nobody was talking about him like that. You know what I mean? He's a 32nd round, 31st round pick, late pick project. You know what I mean? That's what they're talking about. he's a running back and things like that. And then he had his MVP season, and people showed him more respect. They didn't say, "Oh, now they're backpedaling on Lamar Jackson." No, he proved that he was a quarterback, and that's what Tua needs to do.
Yeah, and based on what we've seen now in the offseason and in training camp, he's on his way to doing that. He's on his way to improving.
Yeah.
The next step is to improve it in real time, in real speed, in the game.
That's correct.
Yeah, make that adjustment.
It is what it is. Yeah. It's been up to him. It's always been up to him, and it'll always be up to him.
And another player I want to see ball out this season too is Van Ginkel. I've watched him from Wisconsin, and I sure want to see him ball out because I'm a Van Ginkel fan as well.
I could agree with that.
I'm glad Pete finally decided to take drink the right Kool-Aid, man. You know, it's really good to see, Pete. Anyway, we're hitting the 2-hour mark right on the nose, so I want to welcome all the people who have just joined the chat. EM, how you doing, buddy? JP, I see you. A couple others in chat. Sackman, Mike, Aqua, Trucker Sean. Pete.
Anybody knows? Oh, I'll wait till you finish. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. And Bishop, Sycamore's finest. Real quick, make sure y'all are hitting the like button, share the video, make sure you're subscribed. Catch us on Tuesday nights for Tonk TMI Tuesdays. Definitely TMI. Myself, color commentary on Thursday nights, Thursday afternoon possibly. Ali on Saturday night. What do you got for us this weekend, Ali?
We'll be recapping this week. It's gonna be kind of well, we got the game on what, Saturday?
Saturday night. You're gonna be covering post game, I think.
Yeah, either a post game or depends what time the game starts. It might be a watch along, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey. So maybe early. Exhale. Or
yeah, we might
inhale. You call it
as long as you're cool with that color, then yeah, we might do that.
Hey, Ali, real quick, what is that logo? What is Broken Takes? Is that Pete?
No, that's not Pete. That Broken Takes is my personal YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
I'm currently recording videos for, and you guys will get 10 to 20-minute videos of my takes on stuff that happens during the NFL season.
Sweet.
So it's gonna be, it's not gonna be on Finn's Tailgate. It's gonna be on my channel, but you can exclusively find me live only on the Finn's Tailgate as the host.
Cool, man.
On panels, I try to go on everybody's channel.
Is the channel active or is it in the works?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Is the channel active or is it in the works?
If you guys would like to subscribe, that would be great. You can do that, but I don't have any videos posted yet. I currently am editing right now.
Well, can you drop the link so I can subscribe?
Oh yeah, sure. Let me.
Yeah, you got mod, right, Ali?
I need to make sure.
That being said, every other night of the week you can catch El Capitan with the Fins Tailgate. And if you want to support the channel in other ways, we got plenty of ways to do it. Cash App, Venmo, Super Chats, memberships. Shout out to all of our members. I lost count. We're getting a few now. Appreciate every one of you. And even if you're going to Fanatics to get some officially licensed gear, hit the link in the description below so they know we sent you. Make sure you're checking out Backroom Collections. 10% off your purchase at checkout if you use hashtag TFTG. And make sure you're checking out all of our great gear. I saw a truck the other day with that flag down the side of it, except it was missing the aqua and orange stripe.
Love that shirt.
And then, of course, you got the flag. Appreciate all of you for tuning in tonight, checking out the Fins Tailgate. Capitan is under the weather today, after a long day in the
Feel
hot
better,
sun.
man.
Yeah, feel better, Captain. And also, what's happened to Mike on the mic? Anybody know what's
I
going on with
know.
him?
What happened to Mike?
I couldn't personally tell you. I haven't heard much word myself, but I'm not in that loop.
Okay. Well, I just hope that everything is well with him. So,
As far as I
shout
know,
out to him.
last time I heard from him, everything was, fairly well.
Okay.
Mhm.
Maybe he's on vacation. Maybe he's on vacation or something like that. Who knows?
Yep. So
Maybe he's busy working. Something. Yeah.
So what do you think, Ali? You think we're going to see anything out of Tua Saturday night, or you think they're going to keep him on the bench?
I think go ahead,
I think they're going to keep him on the bench. I think Teddy is going to play the first half and Skylar the second half. I mean, a tale of two halves. And then in the second game, you're going to see probably Tua in the first quarter. And then it's all going to be split between Teddy and Skylar.
Okay.
That's what I think is going to happen. I don't think there's any reason that you really have to put. Well, I think you definitely want to have at least a quarter under his belt in preseason when it comes to this new scheme. But I
want to see if it's gonna make me throw up.
It may, we I don't know, Colin. We'll see. But I think it's smarter that way to not risk injury.
I'm not sure we see Tua at all preseason.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Caller, when you went to training camp, did you get a chance to see how Raheem Mostert's doing?
I do know that they had him back on punt returns a few times. He didn't really stand out to me per se, and that may just be because Chase Edmonds was such a standout as far as that goes. But nobody really stood out other than Chase, to be honest with you.
No, but I was asking is because there was injury concerns about him at one time, and I was asking this: does he look like he's healthy and what have you?
As far as I know, he's all right as far as that goes.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about the original injury concern that they had kept him out for. Yeah, I don't think there's nothing recurring there.
Oh, okay, good. Because he's going to be a monster being healthy. Okay.
Yeah, I thought you meant to Pete, because I'm pretty sure you won't see me in preseason. Although you might have a better shot to win.
Mac genius. So
I'm the best quarterback on the field.
So let me ask you guys a question. I brought this up on Nando's channel earlier before you went on, caller. So I know you guys want a center. I know we all want another center to be brought in. I agree with that completely. But Chris or El Capitan thinks that we may bring in another running back that's not on this roster to be that fourth running back.
Oh, you're not going to do this, are you?
What do you mean, do what?
I don't know. What are you about to do?
Well, no, I'm asking.
No, I was about to. Oh, no.
I'm sorry. What I'm asking is, since we have these trade block rumors going on, that people are on the trade block and we're having discussions, and a certain running back in Cleveland wants out, supposedly, or get paid, do you make the trade or no?
For who?
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem.
Yeah, but for who?
Kareem Hunt.
Let's say you trade what's his name, Bowden to them and send Preston Williams to Chicago. One or the other.
Man, I thought you were going to say somebody else, man.
Who did you think? Who do you think I was going to say?
I don't know.
Josh.
You've been following Twitter all day like I have. Don't play coy.
Gesicki?
Is that
Josh
who you
Jacobs?
No. I do think they need receiver help. That's why I said this kind of makes sense in a way. And it makes sense. Here's my thought. I understand,
but they need star receiver help.
I understand, but they also have a lack of ability to trade for star receiver help. So here's the issue. I know Preston is linked with Chicago. That's fine. If we send him to Chicago, great. Whatever. As long as we're getting something back, and if they can send us that center over here, great. I'd take that in a heartbeat. But let's say that doesn't pan out. Doesn't it make sense to send Preston to Cleveland because Brissett has experience and familiarity with Cleveland or with Preston?
Yeah, but they won't give us Hunt for Preston.
No, but let's say we sent them Preston and maybe a low draft pick. You know, they might take it.
I don't know about that.
All right, it's just thought. I mean, let's say they were going to take it. Would you do it or not? That's really what my question is.
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay.
I'd give up Gesicki in a straight trade for Hunt.
That I think they might take. They actually might take that. But I think that'd be overpaying it technically, don't you think?
Okay, so they can give us Hunt and a center. How many centers they got?
I don't know. Let's look that up. That's a good question. I never thought about them for centers.
Hey, Color, maybe we should go to the Saints and say, listen, I know we try to poach your head coach, but can you trade for Cesar Ruiz, please?
He should have been a Miami Dolphin, dude. That's not even a joke.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Ain't that where Jakeem Grant went also after leaving Chicago? He's with the Browns.
They have
Jakeem is with yeah.
He's still with Chicago or with the Browns?
I saw it earlier today. I think it's the Browns.
So they have 3 centers. They're all in their mid to low 20s. And 2 of them, they have one guy that has 6 years experience. The other one's 3 years. And then they have a rookie. So
it's that middle guy because they'll want to keep the rookie.
Yeah, so it's between the Ethan Posick, I apologize if I didn't say that correctly, or Nick Harris. Those are the 2 guys they got. Posick is 27 years old. Nick Harris is 23 years old.
Shout out to Pete. $10 donation. Love you, Pete. Question for the panel. If you had to choose one between these 2 guys cross-positioning, who'd you pick? A, Armstead left tackle and Collins center, or B, Armstead right tackle and Collins left guard?
I'm going with A.
Wait. What is he referring as Collins? Or does he mean Connor Williams?
Yeah, probably Connor Williams. Yeah.
Collins is the guy that went to Cincinnati.
Right, but you can see, right. But you can see the transposition there. Connor Williams, Collins.
I got it. I get what he's saying. Okay.
You know what I mean? It's an honest mistake.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing someone that was on the roster. That's all.
He put Connor and Williams in the same word. Collins.
I was thinking the same thing.
I'm going with A. I'm going with A all day.
And Collins. So you would keep Armstead at left tackle and Connor at center is what you're saying. Is that right?
Right. The way we're configured now.
You know what? The way it's configured now is good. However, if we absolutely had to, the other way could work as well. Because Armstead has played right tackle before.
With Dieter at center?
Yeah, at that point it would be Dieter at center. See,
yeah,
the issue is Dieter has an injury right now. Is that right? Is that correct about that?
Yeah,
so we really haven't seen anything from him. He could have gotten better, and we just don't know.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So that's the part that sucks. That's the variable we don't have.
Again, we also don't know who Tua favors. It's his center.
This is true, and he did take a lot more snaps from.
Yeah, and I'm sure Tua doesn't like having to stay behind and practice exchanges.
That's true.
That's what I was talking about earlier in the offseason, that even if Dieter is a lesser center overall, if the continuity is there, we don't want to have to be dealing with center exchange problems, which we are now dealing with. You know what I mean? Luckily in training camp, not in a game, but this is precisely what I was warning against.
Hey, how many centers do the Patriots have?
I don't know, but they wouldn't want to wheel and deal with us too much.
I don't think they want to. I don't think. I don't think Miami wants to wheel and deal with New England after this BS that just happened to us.
Mm.
Just saying, because one way or the other, Belichick is involved.
You know,
Yeah.
I was just wondering today where a certain audience member has been who will remain nameless because I think he prefers it that way. And I was just wondering where he's been since training camp started. We haven't really seen him at all. But I think I found him. I think he's here tonight. Shout out to that person. He knows who he is. I was worried about you there for a minute.
Oh, I seen
Yeah.
somebody I haven't seen in a while. Martin, his last name is LaPour or something like that. I haven't seen him in a while, but I caught him on the chat room, on somebody's chat room the other night.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I haven't seen him in
I'm
a
also
while.
working on a special surprise guest host here shortly. It's in the
Uh-oh.
works. I'm not going to say who it is, but I might be able to do something there.
Cause it's going to be somebody that's going to keep us from sleeping tonight.
Possibly, it won't happen. I doubt it'll happen tonight, but I think it's gonna. I can probably get the person to come on. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
Wonder who it is, Color.
Well, I'll tell you backstage.
That's fine. We can talk later.
Because I haven't talked to the person yet, so I don't even know.
Yeah, then I'll go ahead and tell you guys that there is a possibility I might have a surprise guest on my show on Saturday.
It's probably the same person.
If it is, that'd be funny.
now you make me want to end the show so we can talk about it.
But I haven't asked this person yet.
I haven't talked to him either.
But I know they'll say yes, though. I know they'll.
Same with me. I kind of know they will too. That's why I think it's the same person.
Let me guess. It's TD the mascot. I knew it.
No.
Dude, that would be funny. I actually would love to have TD on my show.
Yeah, right.
Oh, and Mom was so excited Friday. She got a picture with TD. First time she got a chance to get a picture with him.
Oh yeah, I remember. That was cool.
I got to meet TD on Sunday. That was really cool.
She did refrain from grabbing his ass. To her credit. But she did tell me that she suspected it's not the same TD from the field on game day.
I want to take a picture with Air TD. That's my favorite TD.
Oh yeah, Air TD is great, man.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anybody inside that. Is there somebody inside that one?
Yeah, there actually is.
Oh, so they're like suspended in there. They're like an egg in
Yeah,
there.
it's just full of air, but there's a person in there dancing.
And they just bounce around and make it go upside down and all that. Oh
yeah. Yep.
It's kind of like a personal bouncy house.
Yeah, and when the music goes on, he'll go along with the speed of the rhythm of the music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like,
I will say one thing I really liked outside of like what was going on in the actual training camp, it was cool to actually see all the big time Dolphin fans that you see all over Twitter and
that was cool.
Some of the YouTube content creators and all those people all in one place.
It felt like you were walking around Twitter.
Yeah, dude, that's exactly what I was about to just say. That's exactly how it felt. I got to meet TD. I met Dolph Freaky and
remember the Dave Chappelle skit, "If the internet were a place you could go to."
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of my favorites of all time, man. Shout out to Dave Chappelle, the great. But that's kind of how Dolphins training camp was. It was like Twitter as a place you could go to.
I saw shout out to Chef Jew. He comes in on the chats a lot. I got to meet him. I met Iceman. I met Batman and all these other people. It was really cool. It was surreal.
Yeah, it makes
No, here's
makes everybody seem more real. No,
Oh,
it's
here's
definitely
nice.
not. It's definitely not. What was that guy's name from Fantasy Island?
Tattoo or Mr. Work?
Monty Blue.
No, the short guy.
Tattoo.
Oh, I forgot his name.
Tattoo. Yeah, tattoo.
Tattoo. Yeah.
Tattoo, yeah. Hey, look.
Bonus points if you can tell me
Hey.
who the actor was that played the main character.
Yeah, Montalban. Chris
Ricardo Montalban. Yeah,
Yeah.
nailed it.
Yeah,
Shake.
he was the villain in Naked One, the Naked Gun one.
Yep,
Yeah.
he was also
Yeah, sure was.
Khan. He was also Khan in the Wrath of Khan.
Yeah,
That's
he
right.
was.
True. That's
He
true
was also the original Khan in the episode titled Space Seed, the original first appearance of Khan in the Star Trek series.
Yeah.
They commandeered the Enterprise. That's why he was pissed at him in Star Trek 2, because they dumped him on a planet after he tried to take over the Enterprise. And he promised to come and check back up on him after they exiled him there. And they never went back and checked back up on him. So that's why he's pissed at him.
I'm still trying to get used to watching the other Star Trek. I was raised up watching the original. It's hard for me to watch the newer versions of Star Trek.
Which ones are you watching now? Just curious.
No, I'm still stuck on the original. I've tried watching the next one that came afterwards, but I just can't get into it.
Yeah, it takes a little bit. It's kind of slow.
Well, and I'll tell you, Mr. Pug, if you force yourself to, you'll like all three versions, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager, because they do end up keeping true to everything you knew from the originals.
Yeah.
But beyond that, man, it really takes a dive now, man, on the brand new stuff, man.
I do like Discovery primarily because it's very fast paced. The action happens like immediately. There's no like slow buildup. That's kind of why I like Discovery. But you are right with this timeline messing up. It's kind of hectic.
Yeah, it's almost like a cheap way. It's like, okay, let's find a way to erase the slate, use all of the artistic license of Gene Roddenberry, and create a whole different story. And it's like just so unfair. It's like, create your own damn characters, man. Create your own universe. You know, don't just split this one that already exists into another timeline and be like, oh, guess what? We can make everybody different than the way they were. Now we've got all the characters already created. We've done 3/4 of the work on somebody else's artistic license, man. I just can't stand that nonsense, man.
Basically, it was a way of cheating. That's basically
what
it did.
Yeah, because they didn't have enough artistic creativity on their own to create their own universe and their own set of characters to tell their stories. You know,
and ain't the same thing going on with Star Wars too?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Right. Mm-hmm. Because I watched the first two Star Wars, but after that, I said, I mean, it's like I just lost interest in the other Star Wars.
Mr. Balkins, I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't even get me started on Star Wars. I'm so disappointed. I'm a true like big time Star Wars fan, and kind of like how Color likes the original Star Trek. I love the original Star Wars episodes, episode 4, 5, and 6. After that, it's all garbage to me. It is.
Right,
yeah, I actually accepted 1, 2, and 3. But beyond that, man, beyond 6 now, it's just ridiculous, dude.
It is. And the fact that they took away all the books that were written, you know,
all the canonized novels, all the Timothy Zahn stories, all of it, man.
All of it.
Yep. I'm anything Lucas, anything after Lucas.
Timothy Zahn was like a great author for Star Wars.
And by the way, Ali, Timothy Zahn was the only licensed by Lucas to write stories about Star Wars that way.
And
so
you know what?
They were officially part of canon, regardless of what people think.
Yeah.
You know what? I hate to sound like a cranky old man, but in my opinion, the lack of technology forced them to make a better storyline in the first original ones. Now that they have technology, it's all glamour
They're
and glitz
relying on it
instead of
They're
story.
relying on it to tell the story instead of telling a story and using it to show what you couldn't show before. You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah, they're using more technology. It's more glitz and glamour than it is story. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's more
but
flash.
here's the thing. Here's the issue with it. The issue is that technically they went back to film the new ones like they did the originals. They didn't use the same type of CGI that they did in the first three. That's where they made a big change. So they went back like the originals, and just like the originals, they also decided to use a different director on each episode, and that's what blew everything up because each one of them took it in a different direction and it didn't make sense to the story whatsoever.
Yeah, and that's really where the crux of the matter is.
Exactly.
It's not so much that Disney ruined it, it's that Disney hired the wrong people to ruin it.
Exactly. In fact, I'll even give it this. The first episode was decent enough that they could have built off of.
The one where Han Solo died. Because I actually didn't mind that so much. I was like, okay, I can handle this as long as they follow through and make her Leia's daughter. You know what I mean?
Or actually related to like some way be related to that. And
they already changed their names. So it's like, go ahead and make her daughter, like at least make it true to the story, even if you're changing their names.
Yeah, this is true. This is absolutely true. I did like the first one. The middle episode, what was it? Episode 8. I hated it because one, you basically killed like an amazing villain, like so instantaneously. It was just kind of like, what?
Oh, you talking about Darth Vader, right?
Not Darth Vader. No. I'm talking about what's his name? I hated it so much I can't even think of his name now. But the villain in episodes 7, 8, and 9, right? He was actually only in 7 and part of 8. They built this.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Supreme Leader Schnook, that's his name.
Yes.
They built this awesome villain. You didn't know who he was. You knew that he was born before the Empire and lived after the Empire and everything. And you instantly kill him like he didn't matter. You built this big, massive mystery. Who is Supreme Leader Snook all over the internet and social media and everything, and threw it in their faces. That was the biggest mistake they made.
I didn't even watch 8 and 9, bro.
It was not even worth it, dude. Don't even do it. Don't even spend your money. Go back.
Now I tell you, the in between Star Wars story, Rogue One, I thought that was absolutely fantastic, man.
Yes, definitely.
I really did. I thought Rogue One was like something that, man, it was right in that in between spot. Like, man, as kids, we always, where'd that blockade runner come from? Who was it running from? Why was it where it was at? All of that led right up to that moment, man.
Yeah,
it was so good.
Rogue One is the best Star Wars movie after 4, 5, and 6. That's the best one. And he just so you guys know, because I'm only going to advertise it because I'm a big fan. Disney Plus in September, I think it's September 23rd, comes out.
The Andor series.
Yeah, Andor series.
Is it Andor series? Yeah,
it's Andor. And Andor is filmed and is developed by the guys that made Rogue One. It's supposed to be that type of series. So you might actually like it, Color, to be honest.
See, I haven't seen Solo yet. I was hoping it would be similar to that. And I hear The Mandalorian is sort of true to the old ways, you know.
The episode series, to be honest, Solo was better than the episode series.
Yeah. And I hear Mandalorian is kind of getting back to the old ways too, man.
Oh my God, I love The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I might catch that. I might catch that on a binge watch eventually.
That and the Boba Fett series are
right.
Okay. They're all better than. They're all better than episode 7, 8, and 9. To be honest, they're all better.
Yeah, I love Obi-Wan more than people give it credit for. So
Obi-Wan was good.
I liked Obi-Wan. Yeah, it was good. It was
supposed to be a movie, but they because of how long.
And by the way,
they made it.
I just want to say in Rogue One, like I had no idea that Moff Tarkin was CGI. I just thought the guy aged really well.
They got some guy that kind of had like a similar facial structure to him.
Yeah.
To the original actor.
So they did overlay on a similar looking actor.
Yes, and then they did.
Dang, man, I didn't even realize it till like the end of the movie. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Their CGI has gotten a lot better.
And then the full recreation of Princess Leia.
Yeah.
This is amazing stuff, man.
I heard, I don't know if it's a rumor, but I heard it was Carrie Fisher's daughter, and that they did a CGI overlay over her
That
face.
is
That's
correct.
possible.
That's exactly how they did it.
Well,
That-
because
Yeah,
her
right?
genes, I'd imagine her genes are pretty strong too. Like her daughter probably
Yeah.
looks exactly like her.
you
You know
know,
the girl.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but
No,
in
you're good.
episode 7, 8, and 9, the scenes with Carrie Fisher and stuff, her daughter actually plays a character in the background. Not a lot of people know that. So she's actually been in the movies with her mom, which was kind of cool before she passed. Rest in peace.
They should have had her
All
play
of
the
them?
main character.
Allie, in all of them, or just
No, she's actually she's one of the part of the rebel, not like a main character where she speaks a lot, but she's like always in the background,
background, okay.
with Carrie Fisher as one of her lieutenants or something. I forget what she actually played, but she's in it.
Is it just me, or does it seem like Linda Blair could be Carrie Fisher's daughter?
Linda Blair? Let me look at her.
The Exorcist girl.
Since we're
That's a
speaking
good
about it, about people that passed away. I don't know if you did it earlier. Olivia Newton-John passed away.
Yeah, Olivia's
Yes,
neutered
yes.
John passed away, man.
That was sad.
Dang.
Oh,
Rest in
God.
peace. She was a gorgeous girl back then, man.
She
God.
was, and she was a good singer too. And I
Speaking of Linda Blair,
I want to see if it's gonna make me throw up.
You're gonna do it, Color. I thought of that too. I forget what Linda Blair looks like. Let me look at that again.
I want to see if it's gonna make me throw up.
This from the movie. Let me see. You know what? She does look like Carrie Fisher. I'm looking at a picture from The Exorcist. Holy shit!
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if it's gonna make me throw up.
Even with the hair, when she cut it short, she looks like Carrie Fisher. Damn.
yeah, tell me about it.
You never know. It's Hollywood.
Nobody knows where she came from either. From what I hear.
It's interesting.
So, all right, guys. We made it 2.5 hours, bro. I guess we're gonna get some final thoughts now, man. Because we got to keep saving that energy. More news, more stuff to come.
Yeah, we got a busy season coming.
We're getting into TMI territory with all the movie talk, man.
Well,
Cutting into Tonk's gig, man.
Speaking of Star Wars, check private chat.
Bro, Linda Blair was born in St. Louis, Missouri. Shout out to her, man. Freaking awesome.
Wow. Didn't know that.
I didn't either. Which is interesting because the little boy that the movie was based off of, that happened in St. Louis.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember where those steps, the famous steps from that movie. It's an actual like steps you can. It's a public,
I don't get it because I don't know whose face that is, but that is weird looking, man.
Dude, that's McDaniel.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh, we got to see this, man. All right, hold on. I'm gonna get it to y'all. It's too funny, man.
It's too funny. We were talking about Star Wars, and then I just saw it. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta share it.
All right, hold on. I'm getting it. We're gonna share this with the audience. This is gonna be Finn's tailgate comedy relief for the evening, and then we'll get final thoughts. Wait, let me find it. There it is.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy.
Mike McYoda, everybody. Mike McYoda.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy. That is so crazy. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I thought the first one, second one, maybe the third one was fairly good, but they kind of lost me with the whole remote control Velociraptors thing.
Hey, Color, did you see the did you see the reply to that comment? Oh my God.
The sweet
Mike
dreams.
McYodan.
Christ.
What? Let me see. Hold on, let me see it.
What's the Becton news?
Oh, he got injured, bro. Did you? I saw it. Somebody posted a video of him getting an actual.
Who's Becton?
Becton is the offensive lineman from the Jets. We actually wanted him, but the Jets poached him before we could get him in the draft. He was going to be the guy we got, but we ended up with Austin Jackson instead.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who does this stuff, man?
Whoever does do it, they do a good job. Good.
In Tua, he believes.
Somebody's got to make that their avatar, man. That's too good.
Oh goodness. Oh my goodness.
Play action, I will do.
So does that make Flo Darth Vader?
Ooh, I don't know.
Cole, why you had to show that?
outside, I will.
Why you had to show that?
Trying to say,
Cole, why
Ollie.
you had to show that, man?
RPO, I will do now.
I'm just saying that
All I know is October, the Empire Strike Back.
60-40 will be.
The Empire Strikes Back in October.
Oh
Sunday
man.
night.
Man, y'all need to
So
stop.
wise. 60-40 will be.
But at training camp on Sunday, it felt like 40-60, as in.
Well, that's
Oh,
because
goodness.
Yoda said it. That's because Yoda said it. Remember,
Oh, my
everything's
goodness,
backwards.
That's true.
40-60.
Well, y'all killing me tonight. Good grief.
So what'd you think, Mr. Pug? What are you excited about for Saturday, man? What are you looking to see?
Check your pulse, you should.
Like, hey, go.
It's a trap.
Y'all killing. Y'all may have to come back to me.
Tua,
Hey,
use the
is that
force,
back
Tua.
here?
Use the force,
Oh my
Tua.
goodness.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. Let me see if I can keep a straight face.
Zone wide, you will run.
Yeah. Preston Williams. Any chances I give you, I did.
Squandered. He did.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Man, y'all killing me tonight. Y'all killing me tonight.
God.
Preston
Oh,
cannot
goodness.
underestimate the power of the dark side of the force.
Fatality. Did somebody do a fatality?
Oh man.
No, Steve. Every time Tyreek Hill burns a DB. No, Steve. Oh man.
Hold on, let me. I better say something.
Color, if we do watch-alongs on away days, if we ever do that,
Oh my goodness.
every time Tyreek scores a touchdown, I want you to do the AB.
The what?
Who would pay, you guys would pay to see that, right? Color doing the AB. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Sorry.
No. The
Mhm.
AB.
Hold on, I'll
Oh,
turn on my camera just to do it. I'll do it once. I'll make fun of myself. Hold on.
Everybody,
Hold on.
close your eyes.
It's
Hide
not
your
bad.
children.
Calm down. Hold on a second. I gotta.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, you got to turn on the old virtual camera.
Tyreek talked about it in his interview, so I just thought it was funny. What the heck? Camera.
Cardinals Matt Carpenter broke his left foot. Wow.
Oh shit.
That's a shame. Or former Cardinals.
All right, let me see if I can do this. Hold on. It's kind of like where he's got the guy. It's like it's going. You know,
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Color has to do that every time Tyreek scores a touchdown on an away game. No, Color, I won't.
Traded to Chicago, you will be.
For a backup center, I will get. Oh my god.
So, final thoughts, Mr. Bond. What are you looking to see Saturday?
McDaniel goes up to Tua and goes, "The force you have."
Connor Williams, a center you will be.
In the ground you will throw.
Oh my god.
Oh man, that was mean of me. I'm sorry.
Nah, that's okay. It's good to laugh. It's good. It's good for the soul. What I want to see Saturday. Best thing I can say right now. I want to see us moving forward in many directions. I want to see us moving forward.
You want to see if Mike McDaniel comes out painted green, right?
Hey, Kari P just said Flores is Mace Windu.
That's a possibility. I'm still going with Darth Vader, though.
What you trying to say, Kahari?
I'm just trying to say that Flo is to his daddy. Just kidding.
Oh my god.
How about
hey,
you,
listen,
man? Shake Money. What do you want to see Saturday, bro?
We all know Darth Vader is Belichick.
No, he's
actually
the
no.
emperor, dude. He's the emperor.
Belichick is the evil emperor. My bad.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, but my final thoughts. I want to say R.I.P. to Olivia Newton. She passed away today. The main star from Greece.
Mm-hmm.
Oh but, man, I know that. Wow, wow, man, it's a big loss.
No, I just want to see what receive. You know what do the other receivers? You know the from four like not named Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Cedric Wilson have to offer. You know what I mean? I want to see what the other ones. We have a good wide receiver core, so I want to see Craig Kraft. I like to see what our offense is going to look like. I already know what the defense looks like, so and I hope that we get a solidified center before then. But other than that, no, just fins up and good night, guys.
Take it easy, Shake.
Have a good night, Shake.
All right, Irving. What about you, man? I'm hoping to see some separation in the pack because I know a lot of these young guys in the receiving room, they're looking good in camp, you know what I mean? But what happens when the lights turn on and the speed gets turned up, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, this is an offense that's predicated on speed and separation and ability. And and this offense is also going to manufacture space. Like this offense is going to be designed to get guys in space, and it's going to allow Tua to make easy throws. To his playmakers and Mike McDaniel is going to give these guys to get the ball and make plays and make guys miss in space and just take opportunity. Take advantage of with the yards after catch and that that's what I think what this offense lacked last year. I don't think we had guys that were effective in gaining yards after catch. I think we were like maybe bottom 10 in the league in yards after catch. I think we're like 26 in the NFL or something like that. I think under McDaniel, this is going to be a big change. And it's whether it be in screen passes or getting guys involved in jet motion, jet sweeps or end arounds or allowing these guys to run some choice routes and hey, just read the defense, pick a spot in the zone and just get the ball in space, and and that's pretty much what I'm expecting from this offense and this receiving core. And it's all going to be predicated on the run. I think it's going to be, you want to stretch out the defense horizontally as much as possible, so you can take that, get the linebackers biting one way, and then you get them on a misdirection, whether it be on a bootleg, a naked bootleg, or play action rollout or whatever. But I'm excited about this offense, man. There's a lot of things that we don't know yet. It's not they haven't run. They've only run some fundamental concepts in terms of the wide zone scheme and the whole West Coast offense. So that's all I got to say, man. I'm really excited for this year, bro, and we'll see what happens.
Awesome, man.
Can't wait for next Saturday, bro.
Yep. Appreciate you, buddy.
All right, man.
Have a good
night,
night,
Ali. All right, you too, Cully.
Thanks. Have a good night, man.
And I wanted to give Mr. Straggler a chance to tell us what he hopes to see Saturday.
In crypto, we believe.
Yep.
I only want to see one thing. I just want him to come to our practice squad and hand out bottles of water.
Who, DVP?
Yes.
Wow.
I just need him to pass.
You think Preston's heading up to join him?
Preston will be joining them soon. I think they're going to be a tandem together. But I'd rather DVP pass out the water and Preston can pass out the ice cream.
You think we're going to see any of QB1 Saturday?
No, I don't think that. Move. I think Skylar should get a lot of time.
Yep. It's probably what the score is going to be.
Yeah, I think Skylar should get a lot of time in this one because, given that Tua's never played a full season, I think they may need to give him limit his minute, put him on load restrictions like they be doing in the NBA. Load manage him. Maybe
like a baseball pitcher.
Yeah, just load manage him like a pitcher, and maybe he played first and second down.
I'm sure you're making Pete feel real good, man.
Oh, Pete. Yeah. Oh man, what a day. Yeah, I think Saturday we got about 3 or 4 people that's going to be showing up. Lewis is going to be there. My man Lewis is going to be there, and
oh, that's right. We got the Tampa boys out that way this week. Oh, awesome.
That means we got Tampa practice too.
Mm-hmm.
Split practice.
Awesome. That's good because is Lewis going to training camp? Or joint practicing?
I don't know about the joint practice. I think he said he got tickets to the game.
Well, that's cool enough.
Yeah.
Damn.
The joint practice I think is an invite only with the season ticket holders.
So I think we're gonna get, man. I tell you what, Lewis ain't gonna hold back with what he sees either. We'll get a pretty fair and honest take from him.
Yeah, he definitely ain't holding back no punches. Yeah,
that's cool.
I think so. Yeah, we're gonna we'll get a fair assessment of what's going on the field. I heard that Brian Leftwich is going to play Brady for a few series.
In the first
nah, come on.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
No way.
It ain't gonna happen.
Well, hell, Belichick.
If it was a second game, then yeah, maybe.
Well, Belichick got angry at him in one year. He had played the whole game and the 4th game of the preseason. So I don't know. But that was Belichick, though.
I don't think Brady takes a single snap all preseason.
I don't know. Well, yeah, Kyle Trask needs some reps. So, yeah, you're right. He might not take those. Because because I don't know how many downs did he even play in the regular season last year. I think maybe one or two snaps.
To me, I think once Brady is acclimated to his gear, which happens in camp, I think he could literally fall out of bed and play an NFL game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and plus,
He can't.
Yeah,
He
you don't
can't
wear the
put.
gear for a couple months, so you got to get acclimated to the gear again. But once that happens after your first couple of days, he could fall out of bed and play an NFL game. He won't take one single snap this preseason. I don't think.
You're probably right, because I don't think he can make your coach mad enough to put him in there.
Why would they risk the injury and all that, man?
Yeah, especially at his advanced age, may I add.
That sounded fairly ageist there, Crypto. I must say, I'm gonna have to call you out on that one, that ageist comment.
I see what you did there.
Well, since I'm older than Brady, I can say that.
You're old. How do you know you're older than Brady?
Well, that's Brady is a clone. That is word on the street that he's
I
a
guess
clone.
you would know if you're, yeah. So that means you're older than me.
Yeah.
I'm about. I'm about 6 months older than Brady.
Okay. So that puts me probably about a couple of years and several months ahead of you guys.
Yeah.
Brady's birthday is already came, right? He's 45.
I think it was August of 77 when he was born. I was born in February.
Okay. He's August. Okay. So 77. So that put me pretty much almost 2 years exactly ahead of Brady. Yeah.
Well, you guys
look at Ollie looking it up.
No, I'm trying to compare to my age. That's 4 years.
Oh, you had to look up your age?
I was comparing his age and birthday to mine. Calm down. Color here with the jokes tonight. Make sure you tip your waitress, everybody. He'll be here all night.
Shout out to Vaughn954. He's got a show coming up on the 10th. I forget what club it's at. He's sitting around a meme on Twitter. I want everybody to show up for Vaughn954. He does impromptu comedy at the Improv down in Broward area, I believe.
The comedy, you said the comedy, right? I think I've seen the Twitter.
Yeah. It'd be really cool if like a whole crowd of us showed up for him.
Shout out to him. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I used to do stand-up comedy on an open mic night. Nothing big, just here in the local place we had. And it's a lot harder than people think. So shout out to him, man. Definitely shout out.
Yep.
Yeah.
The sample size I got was pretty decent. So I just think it'd be cool, like for a guy like that, if like a whole crowd of us showed up there out of the blue. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So he's in the Fort Lauderdale. What area is Vaughn954 in?
I don't know where he's at in particular,
Fort Lauderdale.
But I'm gonna find out where the show is at here in a second. Let me look him up real quick. Of course, you know how Twitter is. As soon as you want to find somebody, they don't show up on your feed, even though you've been watching them all day long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to make me go to the search bar, of course.
Well, the 954, what area code is that? That's
Broward. Yeah, that's Broward.
Broward, okay. So that's north. That's what, North Miami or East? I guess
no, that's Fort Lauderdale. That's Fort Lauderdale area. Hollywood.
I guess there's no real East Miami because you'd be in the Atlantic Ocean.
Well, that would be Miami Beach. Is East
right.
Miami.
Right.
Like the island of Miami Beach where South Beach is at and all that, and Surfside and all that.
The South, okay.
Yeah, there's like a barrier island down there, and that's Miami Beach.
Oh, so as far as the city goes, they do have an eastern side of the city that.
Because once you get to Biscayne Bay, you got to you got to go over the causeway. And then once you go over the bridge, you're on Miami Beach, the island of Miami Beach.
Okay. Oh, okay. So all that is considered East Miami. Okay.
Well, not really. It's not part of municipal Miami. No. It's a separate municipality. Like downtown Miami proper, the city of Miami is like up to the Biscayne Bay.
Oh, okay.
But then you've got the overall whole county is Miami-Dade County, so it's like all of Miami pretty much. It's all like
It's still the
greater
same
Miami.
county, though.
You know what I mean?
So Miami Beach is still Dade County.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then once you get to like right before Hollywood, you get that's when you go into Broward County. So then you got Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale, Deerfield, Pompano, all those places. So here you go. Let me share my screen real quick. Open image in new tab. Ready. Oh, that's way too big. All right. So this is where y'all need to go if you're in the local area. It's not even that bad of a drive if you're in Palm Beach County. Looks like it's at the Dania Beach Improv. That's right. That's probably near Dania Beach Highlight area, which they renovated into a full casino now, I believe. Doors open at 7 on the 10th. Get free entry if you mention Bond's name at the door. So
that's a lot of casinos opening down there. Everywhere now. I guess they can, after the post-pandemic, now they're trying to get back all their money that they've been losing, huh?
Well, they're also trying to make that whole area, you know, from the Hard Rock Hotel all the way to the stadium. They're trying to make that like the Vegas of the Southeast. Like development wise, that whole area is going to be huge down there.
So I don't know. I'm reading that there was a big fight at the New York Giants camp.
Oh yeah,
today,
yeah.
And one of the players got knocked out.
What?
One of their players got knocked out in this big fight.
With who? I mean, what
New
you
York
don't
Giants. New York Giants.
know? The Giants.
Let me see who it was knocked out. Let me see if
It wasn't Daniel Jones, was it?
No, it just says tempers flare for 4 straight plays, beginning when Saquon Barkley lowered his shoulder and knocked cornerback Aaron Robertson off his feet. A thud tempo period when tackling is prohibited. Barkley was replaced by running back Antonio Williams, who was on the receiving end of Robinson's hard swipe at the ball on the next play. I'm trying to find who got knocked out.
Damn!
Saquon Barkley getting into a fight at this age.
Yeah, so the powder keg was lit for the next snap when Feliciano sought out Crowder like a missile and kneed him as they tumbled to the ground. So I guess a player dragged him out of the pile as he seemingly played dead with his protective guardian cap pulled over his eyes. I don't know if it was a joke or something, but people were saying it was legit. He got knocked out. So
I want to see if it's gonna make me throw up.
This was according to the New York Post. I don't know.
Wow.
Color with the new meme.
We almost had it in on Sunday. The running back and Raekwon Davis kind of had a little shoving match, and Holland pulls Raekwon Davis to the side and gets stepped on, but that actually happened.
Raekwon Davis.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not gonna do what everyone thinks I'm gonna do. Flip out, man.
Yeah, Raekwon's a very big man, by the way. Very big man. Yeah.
Why can't we all just get along?
He looks like, you can tell he looks big, you know, on TV and everything, but he looks even bigger in person. So, yeah.
Raekwon Davis.
Amazing.
You're so funny, Color. I hear the sarcasm.
It's just amazing, bro. These grown men fighting over a game. Anyway, what are you looking to see? What are you looking to see on Saturday, Ali?
All right, so I want to see the running game improve. I want to see big improvements on the run game. I saw flashes of it, but I want to see it on a more consistent basis. I want to see how will we do that and how well we use that to set up the passes, right? So I definitely want to see that. And most of all, I really want to see Skylar. I want to see him play, at least for a half.
Am I right, bitches?
In fact, Color, I'm going to change what I want you to do. If Skylar scores 2 touchdowns in the same game during preseason, then I want you to do the AB at that point.
The Kahari says East Miami is called the Bahamas.
Yeah. That's really what I want to see. I want to see
good one, Card. No, or you could say the East Miami is called the Bermuda Triangle.
Right. Well, it pretty much is. It's right at the point. Much off the coast, and you're there.
Yep, it's the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, that was a special request by Scott. Scott Jackson.
Am I right, bitches?
He totally gets it. He knows that chick on the right is a total Dolphins fan. She is all in. She's all in on Tua. You say Tua, and this is what you get.
Am I right, bitches?
It's completely bought in, man. So, you were saying, Ali, for Saturday?
Besides
Skylar getting 5 touchdowns and having
5 touchdowns. I just said
having a owl moment.
Beyond that, there's I expect the defense to perform as they usually do. I may want to see may want to see if some of the new guys like Tyndall or even McKinley, he's an undrafted guy. I want to see if he actually is something there. On the offense, I want to see if Sanders continues his good run, and I expect EZ to probably play a quarter, So
well, that's kind of where I was wondering, like a guy like
Braylon Sanders,
what happens when the lights turn on and it goes?
Why not 2 quarters, Ali?
Because EZ is proven enough that I don't think you want to risk injury. He's done enough in camp that I think for sure he has the number 4 wide receiver spot no matter what. I think that is no matter what at this point.
And I think we kind of knew that when we drafted him too. It's one of those things we planned on keeping him no matter what.
And here's the thing. Here's the other thing of it. He's done so well that I could see.
Yeah, you can minimize his time.
Right now, I see Cedric Wilson looking over his shoulder. That's what I see.
For that number 3 spot, yeah.
Yeah, because Cedric Wilson's great. Don't get me wrong. I like him. Like, he gets open very quickly, and he plays a lot bigger than what he is. But seeing it at camp and seeing what EZ does, it's very hard. You have to really think about who's the better receiver there at this point. You know what I mean? That's why I need to. If he comes in for a quarter and plays a quarter, great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
So, but
I really want to see I really want to see the wide receiver room spread out a little bit. Find out whose experience really shows through. Same with maybe between Teddy and Skylar.
I do expect to see Sherfield and River Craycraft. I do expect to see them playing on Saturday.
And I would like to see just how much protection the offensive line gives our quarterback.
Yeah,
I'd like to see if if we can move the ball with the running game, if we can pick up some of the laundry that was on the field in training camp. That's the kind of things I'm looking for.
This will fuel your argument, which we're not going to have tonight, but I'll just give you some kudos. So far, the person that we talked about who's doing kickoff returns and punts, Waddle has been doing kickoff returns in training camp, along with Mostert and along with Chase Edmonds.
We're going to have to rekindle the Waddle punt return debate here shortly.
It was Tyreek, not Waddle. And
I was talking kickoff.
Yeah.
right. And Tyreek is listed as punt returner 1 right now.
Oh,
I think somebody was watching the show, dude. And
I'm telling you, they're poking fun at me, dude. I know they are.
Tyreek is gonna do it.
We're gonna make color delirious on this.
But here's the thing, though.
They've been listening, color.
But Crypto, here's the thing. It makes sense tactically why on paper you would put him there, because then you make the other team think a lot more so than they're gonna
but for a
want
preseason game, I think it's a total joke, man.
I see. Then you already know. I already commented on Twitter what I thought was a joke.
Oh
you
man,
you already know what I commented. So, and I didn't even see that initially until you had to mention it.
Well, I'm gonna leave you guys up here to close the show because I appreciate both of y'all all the time.
Before you go, then in light of Star Wars, up the fins will go.
Later, guys. Everybody, like and share, subscribe if you haven't. Shout out, appreciate all you members. Appreciate everybody that supports the channel. We got a long season ahead, and it's gonna be fun, people. Y'all have a good night.